programs. Yeah, I decided to just do a stream in the middle. I'm having kind of a stressful day, so. ATI? Huh? Coda, what's the joke there? You gotta tell me because, like... Oh, I see. So I just spent a long time... I spent the last 2 hours trying to get ATI drivers installed on this laptop, okay? So, like, you can't fuck with me. Sorry, please hold. Okay. Super Bubsy for Windows is because of ATI. Really? Huh. I didn't even know that existed. Well, anyway, yeah, so, okay, let me explain. So, I was in the RePC the other day, and I was looking at their box of blank floppies. You know, because floppy disks come in, they wipe them, and they put them out on the floor. And, I was looking at them going like, oh man, some of those would have been really fun. I wish they weren't wiped, because there's a whole bunch of, like, applications, and they're like, those aren't wiped. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Everything comes in here gets wiped before it goes on the floor. Yeah, but those are applications. If they were people's, like, data disks, we'd wipe them, but those are applications. We're not going to spend the time on it. There shouldn't be any personal data on there. So, yeah, we haven't touched them. And I'm like, what? I've been going there for years. I mean, we wiped them back when I worked there, so, like, this is new. But, yeah, so, obviously we're doing it, everyone. We're doing the meme thing. MyHouse.wad. But no, there's a lot of stuff here. We got Rico Photo Studio. We have excerpts from How to Photograph Your Family. We've got a positively ancient copy of what we have to assume is Dragon, like Naturally Speaking, but different. What else do we have? Oh, this is not for this machine, but this is important for another thing I'm doing. This is for the Real Magic Hollywood card. I'm not supposed to have that, I don't think. Well, I mean, in the sense that, like, all of those were those were not sold retail, I don't believe. Zing MPEG player. Which is funny, because I think there's an MPEG lurking on my desktop here that I can play this with. And then we've got a whole bunch of stuff from Computer Associates, who were incredibly prolific. We've got CA SimpliTax. This is out of order now. Professional Cost Estimating Software, WinEst. Parsons Technology, Money Counts 7.0, and ProCalc 3D. I don't know how many of these are complete. Amaze Planner from Amaze Inc. These are all 1.4. These are firmly from the Windows era. I guess this is not relevant. This is just a driver, but Graphic Star. Yeah, good stuff. Parsons Technology Atomic Clock 2.0. Parsons Technology, it's legal. Concerning. Also, it's legal for Windows, so I guess maybe the other one's for DOS. I don't know if I have all of those. All of these could be incomplete. Maybe none of these programs will run. I don't know. Planix. We've got Planix. Parsons Technology Screenshot Deluxe. Again, that says Disk 1, so, you know. Parsons Technology Interest Vision Professional address book for Windows. Naturally, we've got this bastard. I swear I've been seeing this screensaver everywhere for years. So got that. Then I don't think I have all of this. I think I only have just 2 of that, so that's useless. And then I didn't even know what Opus and Bill was until I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, it's that thing. I didn't even know that had a name, I guess. I'm sorry. Oh, and then something from Rockwell Automation. I have no idea what it is. So anyway, yeah, that outside in thing is incomplete. I don't even know what it is, but I just grabbed it because it was in the list. It was in the box. So yeah, we're gonna go through at least some of these, and if you'll all give me a moment. Come on in, honey. Oh, we had a difficult time at the veterinarians today. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. I don't know. I didn't check if any of these are ripped. I don't care. I'll look later. We're just going to go through them, and then we'll, if anything's interesting. Anyway. My room is a mess due to a lot of reasons, so I will not be doing full cat time. But she's here. Trust me, she's here. If you want to see, there's enormous project, just a huge project. I have like 4 Xbox 360s torn apart right now, so it has nothing to do with an upcoming video whatsoever. Why would Xbox 360s have anything to do with anything else? I just don't know why. Anyway, but yeah, programs. Oh, right. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Subba kitten. Honey, come here. Come here. Come here. Subba kitten. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Come here. Hey. Walk over to this side of the room. I'm not stretching my headphone cable. There you are. Okay. Off we go. Ooh, right. Got to be careful with you. You just got vaccinated. You got little bumps. She's got little bumps. Anyway. But yeah, so oh, they're doing all right. They've got some problems. I won't go into it, but they're doing fine. They'll be fine. They just needed a couple things taken care of. But they hate the car. They hate the car, and they hate the carrier so much. You put them in, they just start yelling. They never stop. And this one, had to get poked and blood drawn and whatnot. She didn't love that. The other one, they couldn't do anything because she would not calm down. Udon was 100% non-cooperative, and they don't like anesthetizing them if they can avoid it because of the obvious risks, right? They don't. If there was blood coming out somewhere, obviously they would have knocked her out. But it's just like maintenance stuff, nothing, life-threatening. So. They didn't want to go that far, so they sent us home with some sedatives, and we're gonna dope them up before we take them back. So yeah, yeah. Another thing that's very exciting to me in recent news, everyone. Nobody has noticed this. Nobody cared. But I have replaced the armrests on my chair. So Secret Lab made the Titan XL back in 2020 that was perfect, and then I bought another one a couple years ago because Gibbs tore this one up. Rip, bless his heart. So I really want a new chair, but I can't get one because the new model is terrible. I had to return it, which is awful. And then they started making Secret Lab Classics. But I don't trust them now because they changed the foam and they changed the upholstery without telling anyone. So I'm like, I don't trust like that they're going to be the real thing again. So I got like real reluctant about buying a new one, even though it seems like it should be the right thing. Well, they ran out of stock on those, so that's a bummer. But also, like, this chair works perfectly. It just has slightly torn up upholstery. This is a great chair. If I could repair the upholstery myself, I would. But also the armrests were coming apart, and they were all rumpled on top, and they were disgusting looking, and I just didn't want to, have them seen on camera. Like, you can't see the seat, right? Here, I'll show you, but see, it's torn to hell. Gibbs did a real number on it. But nobody sees that, right? Because my ass is on it, But Pardon me. I've sat in a Herman Miller. I used to own a Herman Miller Aeron. I hated it. It was the most uncomfortable chair I've ever owned. This is the only comfortable chair I've ever owned in my life. And Secret Lab sucks in a couple of ways, but not in a way that makes me not want to buy a product if they actually have something that works for me. The problem is I don't think they have anything that works for me anymore. Anyway, so they ran out of the classics, and I don't think they're going to make them anymore. I really don't. But they finally decided for some reason to start making the replacement armrests, which they'd never done before. So I spent like $40 replacing these armrests. But don't they look so much better now? No, the problem I have with the Aeron is that it sucks, and I don't know what to tell you. Like, no, trust me. I know how to use a chair. I don't like it. It's a bunch of hard plastic and not padding in the places I need padding. Like, this is exactly the chair I've always wanted, and now I have it. And I just want to continue having it. And if that means that I have to reupholster it myself from scratch, if I have to learn how to remake the foam by hand, I will do so, because the frame is so well built that it's never going to break. So I'm just keeping this one. I like this one. Anyway. So, yeah. Good times. Let's program. Oh, God. Don't talk to me about the piston, because when I returned the other chair that was super disappointing, I'm going to start installing this. When I returned the other chair that was super disappointing, I had to disassemble it, so I had to get the piston out. It had been in the chair for like an hour. It took me the entirety of... What was that movie? Hang on. Oh, God. What movie was it? Oh, this is going to kill me. Jeffrey Combs played a wizard. Oh, Vacation Guide Disc 2. We got owned. Yep, I don't actually have the entirety of this program. Damn. Bummer. It was not The Pit and the Pendulum. God, what was it? It was a nothing film. It was not good. But what movie was it? This is going to kill me. I know it was Jeffrey Combs, because I watched it right after Reanimator, which I'd never seen before. Dr. Mordred. It was Dr. Mordred. It took me the entirety of Reanimator and part of Dr. Mordred to get the piston out of the chair. I was sitting there with a hammer, bang, 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 for over 2 hours, and it finally popped out. Because here's the thing, I couldn't hit it hard. I couldn't really hit it right, because I couldn't scratch it, because I didn't know if they were going to take it back if I scratched it. So I was using a dead blow, like a rubber mallet, well, I'm not in an apartment, so nobody could hear me. I was using a rubber mallet and just like whatever surfaces I could find to resist against, and so yeah, just 2 hours. Why are they press fit? I don't understand it. There's no advantage to it. There's like that taper doesn't get them anything. There's just no reason to do it. It's so weird, and it's every chair. And I'm gonna cancel this. The strangest thing about it to me is the fact that, like, okay, if I go to, I'm gonna just shit can that. If I go to Office Depot and I buy an office chair there, yes, obviously it's going to be as bad as every other office chair in existence, because they literally all come from the same factory. Every single one of these is coming from the exact same factory. They roll off the same production line, and there's just a roll stamp that puts different names on them depending on what day it is. They're definitely coming from the same factory. And if there isn't, then they're coming from a factory that cloned, another factory. There's one chair, and it was designed back in 1990. And no matter who you buy from, no matter where you go, if it's not a Herman Miller, if it's less than $1,000, you're buying a chair that is precisely identical to every other chair you could buy since 1990. They're all the same. And it's not that they're doing things similarly. They're coming from the same factory. You can tell. If you just look at it, you can tell. Nobody independently arrived at these ideas, okay? It's the same factory. It's the same chair. This was the first time. The Secret Lab was the first time. And I'm sorry, and I'm including the DX racers and whatnot. Just look at them. All the gaming chairs, just look at them. They're coming from one factory. It is the same thing. It's the same molds. You look at the lever that you pull to release the back, every single one has the exact same weight of metal, the exact same powder coat. It's bent in the exact same place. There's one factory. One. I would pay $5,000 to watch a documentary just about this, okay? Because it's been going on for so long. There has to be a factory the size of like Boeing, all the Boeing campuses together, and they produce like 500,000 chairs a day because it has to be. I won't accept any other explanation. Either that or, and I'm being a little facetious here, the truth is most likely it's not a factory. It's hundreds of them that are all buying the same machine, right? Because like if you go to AliExpress, you could search for like machine for making, name anything you want, any item, and you'll find a machine that just does that. There's a company that it's like, oh, you want to make wire hangers? There are billions of companies making wire hangers. Nobody needs a new company making wire hangers. No one can't get wire hangers. The market has been saturated with wire hangers for over 200 years. But if you want to also make wire hangers for some reason, you can buy this machine, and all you do is you come in, you fit it with a spool that takes wire, and you turn it on, and it makes wire hangers all day long. Billions of them, right? That's what's really going on, is that every single one of these companies, every single one of these factories is making these chairs with the same machinery, right? Then, and I swear to God, I'm not being sponsored by these people. I swear to God, I wouldn't do that. I bought the Secret Lab because I looked at pictures and I said, that is not the same tilt lever. And that in itself, that's it. I bought this chair. I'm shitting you not, okay? I bought this chair because the tilt lever was shaped differently. I shit you not. Sight unseen. I'd never sat on one. I'd never read a review. Nothing like that. I bought it because I have been using this approach to buying things for nearly 15 years. And it has worked every time. Go to Amazon, go to wherever you're going to go. Go to the Target, go to the whatever. Look at all the things. Notice how they are all the same. All the things are identical. And I don't mean they do the same thing. I mean they are clearly from the same factory or the same machine. They're obviously the same, and there's not a single thing to differentiate them. Find the one thing that's different. The one thing that's different. And you can know it because your tail twitches, okay? It's an instinctual thing. This camera that you're looking at me on right now, I bought it for the same reason. The reason that I went to the store and I looked at all the webcams and I just said, every single one of these is either a Logitech G930C, whatever the hell it is, or it is the garbage-ass VGA resolution 640 by 480 USB 1.1 that they were selling in 2002. Every single one of them is exactly the same. You can tell. You can tell that all the Logitechs are the same. You can tell that the Logitech high-end one is the same. You can just look at it and you can tell because it has the exact same feature list. It's got the built-in autofocus. It's got the built-in this, that, the other thing. The lens is exactly this big on every single one of them. And then the Elgato Facecam has a lens that's this big. Buy that. And I bought it. And you know what I found out? It is the only one of them that actually delivers 1080p 60 video. It's the only one. It's the only one. The Logitech say they will. They won't. It's bullshit. They won't actually do it. They'll deliver jumpy, jittery, juddery garbage. And oh, like the picture from this thing is not amazing by any sort of like legit photographic measure, but it looks a hell of a lot smoother, more consistent, more organic, more natural. I've used it in my production videos. I would never do that with a Logitech webcam. Never, never. Fuck no. That shit's embarrassing. It's just hideous. I won't have anything to do with it. But this one was different. And that was good enough. That's all I needed to know. And, yeah, Elgato Facecam. So I bought this chair, sight unseen, and when it arrived, I noticed that the bolts that hold it together are not the standard bolts. Every single office chair you've ever put together has used the same bolts. From the DX Racer shit all the way down to the worst Office Depot special with the plastic armrests that hold the back on, that break off if you lean on them and then the chair is destroyed, okay? Same bolts. Same bolts on every single chair. This one uses big stainless steel looking cap head screws with inbuilt lock washers that I've never seen before. And the armrests are not flat pieces of steel. And the back isn't held on with the same cut. So basically, every single thing about it is not the same as literally everything else. And that's the only reason I bought it. Is it the best chair in the world? No. No, I'm sure it isn't. But it only cost me like $600. Apparently, if you spend $1,500 on like a steel case or whatever, yes, you can get some things that are amazingly ergonomic. Here's the problem. My body is a wreck. I have not been comfortable in my life. I need probably spinal surgery or something. Nothing feels good to sit on. Laying down also hurts. The only thing I've ever been comfortable in memory, in my whole life, has been a reclining like armchair. That's it. Everything else. I spent a bunch of money on a bed that's got like the adjustable, it's got the motorized adjustable frame and whatnot. Every single thing I can do with it just hurts more than the last. Everything hurts. I am always in pain. I've always been in pain. This chair doesn't hurt. That's all I got. That's all I got. Oh yeah, hospital beds are, here you go, Soba. I will let you out now. She must go. Freaking cardboard. Sorry. That was bugging me. Anyway, the only reason that I have everything I buy is just the only thing that's different from all the other stuff. And it's not always the right call, but I'm always going to make it. Whenever possible. Sometimes it's just not worth the effort. All right. My house configuration utility 1.1 is one of the most powerful images. I'm not going to keep going on about Secret Lab. I am going to say I don't know that I did not like the new chair of theirs that I bought, but I bought another one for Daria, and she loves it. So I think it's just my peculiarities, but I'm not convinced that they haven't just like waited till they got popular and then cut their quality levels, because that's very much a thing that people do. Okay. We need to move in. We need to move in. We need to move on. Move forward. I need to not spend the whole night just on camera mode. Apparently 112 people are currently watching me yell about chairs, which matches with, yeah, that sounds about right. But I'm trying to get centered here so I can actually, I have a lot of discs. For anybody who just joined, I'm trying to get through this many discs. All right, so this program appears to be some sort of house designer. I love these. I used to be a huge nerd for these when I was a kid. I would spend all my time. I made a video about this years ago. I would spend all this time as a kid just like fucking around with house designer programs for some goddamn reason. So this is the chair stream. Look at my an HVR Z1. Hell yeah, those kick ass. So this program, whatever it is, apparently supports VGA graphics up to... So this is interesting because it says VGA 640 by 480 by 16, but then it says VGA again, 640 by 480 by 256. But that's not supported by real VGA, so they either mean VESA or they mean some sort of special... yep, there we go. Oh, okay, so this does support VESA BIOS. Excellent, excellent. But then it has a whole bunch of specific models. If I was able to get my other... I have a Pentium 1 laptop I was going to use for this till I discovered that it has no floppy drive, ironically. But that one probably actually would have had a chip that we could have used a custom driver. God, this has a lot... Wow! Okay, so, all right, briefly, back in the day, before VESA, I'm not gonna spend too long talking about this because I could go on about this for a while. Back in the day, before the VESA BIOS standard the VESA BIOS extensions came out, the art of interacting with a graphics card was quite complicated. Up until Windows put, a graphical hardware abstraction layer in front of everyone's software, every single program that wanted to plot pixels to the screen instead of text had to do it. There were BIOS extensions for graphics calls, but just forget about it. Any program that wanted to use the full capabilities of your graphics card had to do it by talking to it in its unique local frame buffer language, and by twiddling its registers, by poking values into memory at known locations. You could not take any two graphics cards and run the same graphical program and get the same, and have it work. Like, every program was hard-coded to talk to a specific list of graphics cards, as we see here, right? This program here literally has custom code written in it for the Orchid Designer graphics card, which is one of several. You can see at the top there's another one that says the chipset is ET3000. So that actually shares a chipset with this card, but they're not the exact same. They're not the exact same card. So basically every single program that wanted to do graphics was limited to either using the IBM standard graphics modes, so like CGA, EGA, VGA, which virtually every card supported, or for anything more advanced than that, they had to have hard code. So if you got like AutoCAD, for instance, when you installed it, it would ask which graphics card you had, and then it had this massive list. Well, I don't know who Designware is, and I don't know what My House is, but this company has gone to enormous effort. This is remarkable. I have seen very few programs. This is like as many graphics cards as AutoCAD supported, and that is nuts. And the really funny thing is that this came out post-VESA, and what VESA did, the VESA BIOS extensions basically leveled the playing field so that all graphics cards gained the ability to do basic frame buffers. Instead of requiring every single program to be custom, they could all talk to the graphics card in this standard protocol. And all you would do is basically you would query the graphics card and say, hello, hi, I'm a program. What resolutions and color depths do you support? And the program and the graphics card would just tell you. And then you could tell the user, okay, your graphics card says it can do up to 1024 by 768 at 256. And you'd pick that. And then the code for talking to it at that resolution was the same as every other resolution and color depth. VESA BIOS was not efficient. And that's the reason that that's part of the reason this still has all these other drivers. Some of these cards may have been VESA compatible, but you'd get higher pixel plotting speeds if you used a specific driver, because it supported things like BitBlit that wouldn't have been, or like specific like line drawing speed enhancements and whatnot. Basically, there were 2D accelerators before there were 3D accelerators, and if you had a program that had specific code for using them, you'd get a much higher pixel fill rate. But the cool thing about the VESA BIOS is just that it meant whatever your graphics card could do, any program could use it, at least slowly. So we're going to pick that because this is... Somebody asked if this is on a real computer. Yes, it is. We are on this Compaq Armada E500 because I wanted to use real physical floppy disks, and I didn't have a good way to do it on my modern computer. But this is a P3, so it's going to go real quick. All right, so we've selected our graphics card. We're going to go with 640 by 480 by 256. It asks how many pages we have. That's referring to basically how many full screens worth of video memory do we have available that we want to reserve so that it can draw to one, then flip to the other, and vice versa for cleaner. Basically, it's like VSync, but better. We can choose whether we want a dark or a light background. That's cool. Pointer device. We'll go with Microsoft Mouse and hope that that works. We do not have a printer, but it's not going to let us not have a printer because whatever this program is, it absolutely it expects you're going to print stuff. RAM disk is interesting. I think you have to set that up in DOS before you can use it. And then we can choose what we want to use, metric or, yeah, okay. Perform configuration. All right, my house is installed. So it looks like this is our first program that's actually going to work, theoretically. It'll most likely run under Windows. So, yeah, if you've been hearing about my house, you're finally going to see it. Okay, now we have a problem, which is it's not outputting anything over the VGA port because this laptop is, give me a second. There we go. The other problem is that it's having some issues. It shouldn't look like that. Something's gone wrong. Chat being cut off. It's been painful. Really? Here, hang on a second. I'm pretty sure that's because of the CSS I used. Hang on, let me... See, this is... no, it's still cut off. I don't know what the hell the deal is. You know what? Give me a moment. No, it still cuts off. Wait. Is there a second one back there? Hang on a second. What's that? There's two chats? What? Huh? There's always been two chats? If two guys were on the moon and one killed the other with a rock, would that be fucked up or what? Okay, well, I don't know how I got two chats. And I also have no idea, like, why is it cutting off the bottom? I don't know. I don't know. I got to figure it out one of these days. I'm sorry. All right, let's figure out what's going on, because we're having some problems with our software here. The text should not look that way. Oh, and you know what? We're also getting a cropped image. Let me go ahead and hit auto on my HDMI converter. But yeah, no, it's not going to get it. Oh gosh, no, it wouldn't be the two graphics pages thing, because then the whole screen would be corrupted. This looks like it's having issues with the character set. Well, anyway, let me... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Stop auto-adjusting. There we go. All right, let's fine-tune this thing. First off... Oh, you know what? Oh, no? Underscan still does not catch the top of the screen. Yeah, so I'm going to have to adjust this. Oh, my God, Cass. Okay, sorry. I thought you were being serious. All right, so, yeah. Well, we can bring the thing down, but then we lose the bottom, and there's no V size option. Yeah. This is so. I have not used this particular converter box very much, and this is not the what is it called? The Extron that I use at work. I use it at the office. So, just for shits, what happens if we change the output? Let's just, you know what? Actually, yeah. What happens if we switch it to that? Oh, that actually helped. Whoa, I didn't expect that. That actually made it better. Let's auto adjust. Is that going to make it sync? No. Okay. Well, still. If we go in here now, it sort of helped. This is just 640 by 480. It really should work. I feel like I've got something fundamentally misconfigured in my damn. Yeah, I mean, I do kind of wonder that, to your point, if Windows is interfering with the the graphics routines in some way. Now, if I decrease the clock here, that's almost the whole screen. almost. That's weird. Yeah. Huh. I need to get a different converter. Honestly, the one I'm using, I just need to get another one of the Extrons because they work really well. But let's just, while we're here, let's just do some stuff. Let's see how far we can get with the corrupted graphics like this, because it looks like it's working for the most part. Oh, there we go. Now, an interesting thing is that I don't have a mouse cursor. I'm not sure. No, this is an ATI Mobility Rage. Okay, there we go. Now we have a mouse cursor. Although, intriguingly, that didn't let me... Oops, that did not let me pick the other edge of the box. Let's try that again. Zoom window. Oh, okay, I must have bounced on the button. There we go. So what are we seeing here? Because that's a sink. Oh, this is a bathroom. Okay. Walkthrough. Is this going to give us a 3? Whoa. Oh, so it's... I'm sure it's not... Yeah, I don't think it's real time. Man, this thing is having some problems. Oh, God, no. It's trying to print. Okay, let's try that. Oops. Let's try that walkthrough business again. Let's park this here. Oops. Yeah, you know, we really need to find out what's going on with the damn, Oh, wow. Are you seeing this? Good Lord, it's having some issues. You see, it's gotten so confused. I'm going to switch this over to... plain VGA. Because I'm starting to really think that's the issue. That's set drive. There we go. Okay. Here we go again now. Let's try this. Let me check real quick, make sure this isn't changing anything. Nope. Big money, big money, big money. It's Visa. Well, okay. A lot of people say Visa. I think they're probably wrong, personally, but... yeah, no, and I'm not getting any output to this. Oh! Ooh, can I get that onto the screen here? Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. This is what I'm getting on the screen right now. So that's good. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh. Oh, hey, you know what? Because it's in plain VGA mode, it's actually able to... Oh. Well, we were there for a moment, and then for some reason it went back to full screen. Bud, you can do it. I definitely believe in you, and I'm not just saying that. Oh. Yeah, it might work better in DOS mode. That is a distinct possibility. Oh, here we go. I've got it in a window right now. There we go. It syncs, and then it loses sync. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and exit. This one's not working very well. It might work better from DOS, but I don't want to go to DOS. Maybe I'll do that later. Let's do something different. Rico Photo Studio 2.0. A Windows program. A program for Microsoft Windows. There were so many of these little Photo Studio apps. Okay, so this one's interesting because it's probably for Windows 3, I would guess. 1992, yep. And I never used any of these things under Windows 3. I mean, I didn't have a digital camera or anything until about 2001, so I didn't have anything to do photo stuff with. I mean, I had bits and pieces, but never, any serious application for that kind of application. So no idea what the capabilities of this will be, but probably fairly normal. Oh, Wikipedia says it's Visa. No kidding. Huh. Oh yeah, I have a lot of Ks available. It's kind of nuts actually. Oh, disc 2, disc 2, disc 2. This isn't labeled disc 1. Oh, there it is. Ah, we're screwed. See, that's the problem. I was saying earlier that I picked up these discs from the RePC and I wasn't sure how many of them were complete. Probably almost none of them are complete. So, however, we can look at the samples. Get hype. Everybody get hype. There it is. Oh, shit. Balloons.jpg. We getting Corel up in here. So there's that. And then we got some Fants. Oh, wow. That's not at all the kind of picture I expected. This is just like a snapshot someone took at the zoo. And then rainbow. Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Next program. We've been owned twice. Oh. Oh, right. Right. I forgot I got this. Okay. So this one is special. Can I reach it? Can I reach it? Yes, I can. Don't look at my ass. Okay. So hello, computer. Sometime back, I went to the RePC, I think, and I found this guy, which is the Microsoft TV Photo Viewer, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It's a floppy drive, and you plug this into your TV via composite video, and then it's got a remote, and then it's you put like you take this to Grandma's house, and you plug this into her TV, and then the next time you come, you can bring images on a floppy disk, right? So you've got your front and your next and your previous buttons. It's got a slideshow button, and then there's a remote that's got a couple more features. YouTube short. Did I? This thing? Did you mean something else, or am I like gaslighting myself? Because I don't remember making a YouTube short about this. It'd be really funny if I did and just forgot it. I'm checking. I'm going back. Sometimes people remember shorts I never made. Did I? I don't think I did. Okay. Womp womp. Anyway, okay, so couple strange things about it. One, video out to TV, video in. I haven't looked up why that is yet. Oh, that's the only strange thing about it. Otherwise, it's very straightforward. But I found this at the RePC. It's the TV Photo Viewer Quick Tour. Cool. And then another day I went and I found excerpts from How to Photograph Your Family, which at first was just like, wow, that's what a weird thing. And then I noticed that it says created for Microsoft TV Photo Viewer. So, right, and that's what I was thinking, is that maybe the video in is just a pass-through. I haven't tested it yet. And I'm sure the manual says, I just haven't checked. But, and it makes sense, right? Because again, if the scenario I'm describing is valid, right? The big problem with like, oh, we'll take this to Grandma's house and plug it in, is that Grandma already has a DVD player, right? And you're not going to want to go over and be like, hang on, Grandma, let me just get behind your TV and move these cables around, or install a switch, or do the. You take it over, you plug the DVD player into it, you plug it into your TV, and then when you turn this thing on, it intercepts the signal from the DVD player, right? I'm guessing that's what it's about. Okay, Michael MJD covered it. Maybe I'll look into that. Either way, I might. It wasn't going to be a video on its own anyway. It was never going to be a video on its own. It was just going to be a part of another video. So, who is Nick Kelsch? We've got quotes here from Nick Kelsch, And the thing is, this disc says it was made by Nick Kelsch. So I'm kind of like, whoever that is, he's sitting here quoting himself. Oh, right. Yeah, no, my first thought, Sarah, was the same thing. That like, oh my God, what if it has a video capture device in it? But yeah, exactly. It would cost a fortune for a thing that really has no practical use. Yeah, okay. Get closer, shoot more film, turn off your flash. Not bad advice. Pretty damn good advice, I have to say. I assume that's an example of a bad photo. By the way, I have no idea how you're supposed to use this disc. Are you literally supposed to just flip through these, or are they supposed to be self-explanatory, or was there supposed to in some way be some kind of accompanying audio track? I don't know. I mean, obviously, like not, right? Because the device has no ability to play audio. Let me just double check. Yeah, there's no audio files here. There's a 600 byte bin file and then everything else. Oh, wait, click. Oh, sorry, there's instructions. Oh, well, this is just for photo viewer discs in general. Okay, what about click here to view pictures? Is this going to be like oh, it's going to be a little JavaScript slideshow thing. Oh my God, it's pre-caching all the photos. Oh my God! Nobody saw me looking at all that without turning on the damn camera, without turning on the damn screen share. I'm sitting here and I've got an IM window open and I'm not getting any warnings in it. So, no, sorry, it's okay because I'm just gonna start from the top anyway because we've got the web browser interface, which is much better than what I was doing anyway. But the question is, can we shrink? Nope, we can't shrink the image. That, I think, is a thing that did not become possible until later. Anyway, so we've got this little, click here to view pictures.htm. So yeah, this is excerpts from Nick Kelsch's How to Photograph Your Family. There's a slideshow button. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, so since it preloads all the images, you get this nice, smooth slideshow experience. Can you... Nope, can't use the arrow keys. Is that Nick Kelsch? Either of them? I don't know. But yeah, so amateur photographers make 3 basic mistakes. They don't get close enough to their subjects. They don't shoot enough film. They don't consider the emotional effect the quality of light has on their pictures. The first 2 there were like nice and basic, and then the third one is very much draw the rest of the owl. Oh, full screen. Yeah, good idea. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Anyway, what else we got? Get closer. Oh, okay, yeah, the first time I looked at this picture, I didn't even notice that it had a caption. Okay, get closer. Wait, so did I skip a picture when I was looking at the raw JPEGs? I didn't see this one. Film. Turn off your flash. Okay, now, all right. I have beef here because this is very much draw the rest of the owl, okay? The way that you take this picture is by pointing at your kid and pressing the button, right? And yeah, you don't get this, but you do get a picture, right? And the beef is that with the camera that you have, if you're at this level of training, you're not going to get this picture. And when I say that, what I mean is that you aren't going to get it at all. I don't mean like what you get with smartphones, where if you gave this advice now, what it would mean is, you know, you're gonna have to press the button and then stand there very still, and the kid has to stand very still. You know, nowadays, yes, if you tried to take this picture, you'd take it with your smartphone, and it would be like, it would say, you know, hold the phone steady, and then it would take like 3 or 4 seconds, and you get like a blurry, washed out, it would be trying to like HDR the background. It would look like dog shit. You wouldn't get this, okay? But what I'm saying is that this set of slides is targeted towards someone using film, okay? A film camera in this scenario would have just done nothing useful. Like, you weren't going to get anything. Because, and I could be wrong about this, I admit that, but I am fairly certain that compact cameras would not do like a 2-second exposure, which is what you'd need. Because I mean, you're going to be rocking like Kodak Gold 400, 800 at most, right? Your crappy like point and shoot is going to go click. It's not going to hold the shutter open for like 3/4 of a second to get the exposure it needs. So, you know, it would have to to get this, you would absolutely need to be up in like 800 at least, which is not commonly what someone would have in their camera. You'd only really go, I seem to recall, because I used to buy film back in the early 2000s when I started taking photos. I was never a pro, I was just an amateur, but I learned enough. I shot film for, 10 years, something like that. And what I recall is that the film you could get in this era was exclusively ISO 200 and 400. And if you wanted anything faster, you had to go to a specialty store, and you could get maybe 800. If you got 1600 and your camera actually had the smarts for it, then I think that maybe you could get a picture here. But yeah, like 800 plus was available, but you wouldn't generally go buy it at the Costco. I don't think I remember ever seeing any. I had to go to the camera store for it. I guess it could differ from place to place. But anyway, my point is, you probably wouldn't have that in your camera. And this is at least assuming you're a step above a disposable, okay? Because it assumes that you have some control over the camera. Yeah, I mean, I could be off base, but just vibes-wise, I don't think you could get this picture at this time using, by just pointing and shooting. I agree that this is the picture you probably wanted to take in this scenario, and it would be great to tell somebody how to take that. The problem is that you're very much jumping to draw the rest of the owl. This is a very tough picture to take. This is a really tough picture to take, and it's got so many different. If I was training somebody on how to take this picture, the first thing I'm going to have to tell them is turn the lights off, right? Because what you don't see in this image, and I think it surprised me, when you look at this image, your brain doesn't think, right, and all the lights are off in the room, even though maybe they were, maybe they weren't. You can't tell because the flash would have completely obliterated them if they were on. Another thing that's bothering me now that I look at it is that this was not taken with a compact camera because the flash is over here. So this guy is using... this guy has deliberately taken a very bad picture with probably a very good camera in order to make this point, which I respect. I do. But it's also very funny because you're never going to get a picture that looks like this with the kind of camera that a person who'd be looking at this disc would have, right? Because the lens is going to be here and the flash is going to be right here. So... oh, man. Oh, that's really good. Anyway, okay. So here's how you actually take this picture, right? You're going to need 20 minutes for me to train you on how to do this. Yes, you turn off the flash. You turn off the lights in the room, because if they're on, you're going to get a picture that's not nearly as dramatic as this, and the candles are not going to be nearly as impressive. You need to take the picture as quickly as possible. You can't stand there and set it up, right? Because the candles will start melting, right? As you can see here, they were just lit for this picture because they haven't melted at all. They're still flat on top. There's no drips. So you need to take the picture right away. You've got to coach the kid, right? You've got to tell him, okay, I'm going to take a picture. As soon as I light these candles, you need to look at me and freeze, and I'll let you know when it's okay to move, right? And then you have to hold the camera very, very, very still and let it go for as long as it has to, and you want to take 3 or 4 pictures because there's a good chance that one of them will have a tiny bit of shake in it. That's all the stuff that you need to know to have any chance at getting this picture, right? Just... Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Yes, invisible up, you have a very good point. That's completely valid. If you had if you have an SLR or like a bridge camera or something with a pop-up flash, it's a portrait mode picture. So lens here, flash about here. Yeah, okay, maybe that could work. I will give you that. The candlelight would be very hard to meter. If you had a TTL camera, it might be able to do it. But that's the other thing, right? Is, okay, by default, every camera tries to expose to gray. That's what it's trying to achieve. It's trying to get an EV of 1.0 or whatever it is. I can never remember how all that stuff worked. In the dead center of the picture or averaged across it. So any camera on auto is going to refuse to take this picture because it's too dark in the background. Like the kid's face might work as an exposure target. The problem, of course, is that it's only ever going to work if it's TTL. If it's doing if it's doing metering during the exposure, right? Which was a pretty advanced thing for film still, I think, though I admit my knowledge has rotted on this. I guess, yeah, I mean, my advice to the amateur, the brand new amateur, and particularly, no, I'm sorry, I'm overstating it, understating it. How to photograph your family. Okay, so specifically, this is targeted at somebody who probably bought a camera primarily to record their kid's childhood, right? They're not, definitionally, they're not an advanced amateur or anything. So what I would tell them is don't try to get this picture. Turn on as many lights as you possibly can in the room. And that's if you don't want to use the flash, that's great, but turn on all the lights you possibly can. I would not try to tell somebody that they could take this picture unless they were willing to become a photographer. So, and tripod, definitely. Well, Ciro, the white balance thing with film wouldn't necessarily be applicable because it's not going to apply until you go to print it, right? Because white balance doesn't mean anything at shooting time. Right, and Kyle, totally, yes. That's what I was driving at, is that the you had to have a high-end one, but I think that TTL goes back to the 70s. I want to say that there was like really early like Minolta Auto stuff all the way back in the 70s that could do it. So like it was possible, but yeah, it was fuck you money. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So right away, like there's a couple good tips here, but it sells you a version of reality that's not going to happen. And Windows can provide magnificent light. Sorry, I'm trying to workshop a joke about, because it's a Microsoft product, and yeah, it's not wrong about that one. This is a reasonable picture. That could happen. Yeah, that too. That's valid. Boy, look at that car. Now, hang on. Sorry, something about this picture just feels like weirdly mismatched. Yeah, so yeah, we've got the Dell box. Oh, is this school? Are they college? Is that what they're driving at? Is this somebody going off to college? Is that might be why they've got the car that would have been a good 12 years old at the time this was taken? Oh, 97? That late? Huh. Yeah, like it was kind of bugging me that the car seemed kind of old for something that if this was intended to be, basically, included as the marketing material for the TV photo viewer, you sort of imagine everything being like shiny and perfect and new. Also, yes, I thought that was a gas can at first too. That's a bottle of Tide. Okay. Anyway. I have no criticism on that picture. Okay, again, stupefyingly hard picture to take. You're going to have to set up like a black backdrop, and then you're going to have to manually expose. It's the only way. This is, the lighting for this is extremely advanced. Like they've got like a stark black like velour backdrop or velvet backdrop, and then they're doing flash on both sides at different like exposure levels. Hoo-wee. Man. Yeah, okay, all right. Photographing people with objects. This is just a great picture on its own. I'm sorry, just this whole slide is super solid. Yeah, okay. All right, that's passable enough, I suppose. So, okay, this here, if you took a picture of a room in natural light, well, okay, first off, this is taken with like a 12 millimeter lens, just like a stupid wide lens. But maybe you'd get that on like a compact camera at that time. But it still just has that sheen. It's got that sheen that says somebody was standing behind the photographer with a big reflector, Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does have stock photo energy. Oh, this one here, they're definitely doing some painting with light bullshit here. There's like flashes with like snoots on them to gate off the light and whatnot going on. Good lord, that is a heavily manipulated photo in camera, but still, that's that's a picture, I suppose. I don't think any of these pictures was taken without off-camera flash, other than this one. This one's probably real. Okay, now show me the person taking a picture of the person on the ladder. Now show me a picture of the person taking a picture of the person on the ladder Oh man, no, it's real good. It's real good. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I said 12 millimeter. I was thinking in micro four thirds terms. 18 millimeter. When I was shooting 35 millimeter film, I did have an 18 millimeter lens, and I think you could get compact cameras had something that was like that equivalent. But even then, yeah, I don't know how common that would have been. I think on compact cameras, I would guess, no, more than guess, because I remember this. I'm pretty sure your average width would have been on the order of like 24 millimeters. It was like a decently wide field of view. But that's something we can look up. And yeah, exactly. An expert for getting what a beginner is like, or just straight up not caring. I don't know. And it says a little effort will be well worth it. Sir, you spent more than a little effort on this picture. This is like, you put 4 rolls of film into this. You were going through contact sheets with a loop for like 6 hours until you settled on this picture. Like, come on, don't blow smoke up my ass. Hey, there it is. The guy just takes professional family photos. Yeah, a lot of bullshit. I mean, I'm not mad at him or anything. I'm not like lying to people. I think, yeah, that this is somebody who just, I guess a lot of it you just have to chalk up to the fact that actual education would not be very engaging and pretty depressing, because it's going to begin with, first, buy about 300 rolls of film. You're going to need them. And go from there. Yeah. Draw the rest of the fucking L. We're loading from floppy. MPEG JPEG? I think it said MPEG JPEGs. Oh, wow, it does say that. Yeah, those are stills I took with the MPEG-1 camera. Wow, I was using that back when I was using this machine last. Oh, could you actually hear that floppy disk? Terrific. Oh, hey, Muteki. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I just know about your doomed posts. Anyway, so this is the disc that would have come with the thing that taught you how to use it. Gives you an easy way to share digital, view the pictures on your TV. Okay, there's the remote. Oh, so you could rotate pictures. Terrific. And then it's just forward, back, and slideshow. Okay, so there was nothing special on the remote. Oh, and then you can if you hold down the button, it'll sort of go through them in a pip. Huh. I don't know if that seems worth it. Your digital photos will look great on your TV screen. They won't, actually. Even panoramic shots, which are resized to fit your TV. Oh, this would have been in the APS era, now that I think about it. This would be like you'd get photo CD images from getting your APS developed, kind of thing. Invite your friends and family over to see your latest vacation photos. Oh, man. This floppy disk is from the year 2001, and the drive itself as well. Man, people bought APS because you used to find APS cameras in thrift stores. No serious photographers shot APS. You can just stick a Mavica disc in there because that's what I had in there. And I think, use the TV photo viewer software to create an album of pictures. You can rearrange the photos in your album. You can crop your pictures. Okay, so it will generate captions and whatnot. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna need to try this in the actual TV photo viewer at some point, because I had not realized this. I was viewing just static JPEGs on it, but I'm suddenly realizing, based on what this is saying, I strongly suspect that these files actually get used by the device to add captions on the fly and whatnot. So, yeah, exactly right. Just buying this thing and then you've got to buy a USB floppy drive to use it. I'm sorry. Why is it using classic Windows? Oh, you're talking about the screenshots in the slideshow there? I already closed it, but 2001 XP was brand new. Like 2001 XP had just come out, so they probably developed this thing concurrently, and those photos were probably taken on like Windows Me. I'm just guessing, just speculation. No speculation. Give me a sec here to check, but I believe somebody sent me a disk full of Mavica photos. Is this it? I think this is it. One moment. One moment, please. I mean, Microsoft would have wanted to push XP really hard, but like it may not have literally actually come out. It might not have been out yet. So we got to consider that. They couldn't push it if it didn't exist. Sorry, I'm checking to see what's on this disk. These are not the pictures they were supposed to be. These are just some crappy selfies I took with another camera because I was testing this thing. Damn. There's a picture of Todd McFarlane on here, but yeah, crap. Crap, this is not the disk I was... Where? Hang on, one moment. Somebody mailed me an item, and they included a floppy disk that had cat pictures on it, and I'm now suddenly quite upset to learn that I don't know where it is. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, is this it? For obvious reasons, I don't want to lose that. Yeah, here we go. Fan cat pics. Oh, these were for public consumption. Right, exactly. I mean, imagine showing Luna to someone who'd never seen XP before in screenshots. They'd be very confused, you know? So I think, yeah, that's probably the size of it. Let me just make sure this disk is what it used to be. Oh, wow, those are big pictures. I'm going to copy these off. We need to see the kitty. Yes, I do. I have done much mailing out of cat pics. It has been difficult as of late, and I may need to change the terms of that particular tier of my service. I don't think anyone cares whether I do or don't. It was just kind of a gimmick, but that's not what I told them, so I can't have that be the understanding unless I actually go change the promise that I'm making. So I've been feeling crappy about that, and I need to do something about it. Sorry, bear with me for a moment because these images are taking a very, very long time to load. There we go. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that when XP first came out, like the universal opinion I saw from just about everyone was, "What is this goddamn Fisher-Price shit?" And I really think, even though a lot of that response was definitely like hyper-masculine reactionary bullshit, they also sort of had a point. Anyway, yeah, somebody sent me these pictures, and I'm pretty sure, oh god, I'm pretty sure they didn't say anything about not sharing them. I'm like 99% sure. But there they are. I don't know their name. What is their name? Hang on. There's a README here. Let me see if it has the name. Come on. Why is my Stream Deck acting up today? I had issues with it before. Okay. I do not have a name for the cat, unfortunately. But Kibitty. So there's that. Let's look at the second one. There they are. Hello. Pepito is home. Let's look at the third one. There are 4 pictures in total. These were taken on a Mavica. You know, now that I think about it, I think I did pop this into the Microsoft Photo Viewer, and I think it failed to display them. Huh, I gotta try that again. It's been a day for kitties. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, they're yelling. Do you see the yelling? Oh, that's a different cat. I've just realized. And they're shouting. I'm pro shout. Cats should be allowed to make as much noise as they want. I mean, I might as well have that policy because they're going to do it whether I want them to or not. Oh, hello. All right, there we go. All right, so eventually I'm going to do a video that's part ways about the Microsoft TV Photo Viewer, I hope, and I'll be able to talk about that then. This thing here, Dragon Talk 2 Plus, I will only be able to use this if I have a working mic on this computer, and I don't know if I do or don't. I don't feel like digging. I'm sure, I mean, the sound, oops. The sound card works, and I just don't know if it has a built-in mic. Oh, hey, there's something there. It's like really down there. Oh, the machine's muted, actually. Volume. Turn up the volume. There we go. Hey, there's something there. Oh, that actually sounds really good. Hang on a second. Do I have a script? The mic on this thing actually sounds terrific. Here, one moment. I'm going to record a bit of script into this. New file. Donk. Not that script. Where's the other one? There we go. Okay. It turns out that MediaBay operated an internet streaming service, and the numbers around the center logo would have pulled up various stations. Curiously, that means this skin is actually one of the most practical ever made, since it essentially allowed MediaBay to produce what might as well be a totally custom app for their particular service without any development process. Just a graphic artist, which is good work if you can get it. It turns out that MediaBay operated an internet streaming service, and the numbers around the center logo would have pulled up very... That sounds incredibly good. Holy shit. That's like one of the best mics I've ever heard on a laptop. Just absolutely... Curiously, that means this skin is actually one of the most practical ever made, since it essentially allowed MediaBay to produce what might as well be a totally custom app for their particular service. You getting this? Development process. Just a graphic artist, which is good work if you can get it. Yeah, one thing that's cool about learning to record like narration and basically learning to act is that you don't really stop. Like, you just sort of keep doing it by default because it sounds more normal than just like talking normally, if you will. So, yeah, I just automatically emote fully with everything that I do. You may have noticed this about me. All right, so I've got Dragon. That's kind of weird, actually. The name looks like Talk 2 Plus, but it's got like what looks like a little Y there, so it's like Talkie 2. Webcam. No, this is not. I'm not going to say this is too early for a webcam because there were certainly. Oh no, I'm sorry. E500. Hang on. This might be from like 1998. All right, well, let's just find out. Let's just answer the question. Armada E500 release. Well, Wikipedia says 2000. Oh, you're right. It is. It's a right-facing carrot. Yeah, that's totally what it is. Okay. Supposedly, where'd it go? Yep, you're right. Talk 2, 1993. I have no idea what this is. I deliberately did not look up any of this. Oh, please select the soundboard and microphone. What? What? Huh? Wait, why does it need any of this information? Shouldn't it just use the Windows sound system? Weird. And then, what? What? It wants to know which mic you have? Huh? The fuck, though? I said 2000, but... yeah, no, I wonder if this does predate the Windows sound system as we know it. Well, it's a Windows 3 program because it's from 1993, but the Windows multimedia system already existed. I'm sure that's not the problem. I'm sure that's not why. Oh, okay. I just found the maintenance and service guide for the E500, and it says first edition, November 1999. So that dates it pretty well. Yeah, I think you're right. It's like EQing the mic. Let's look these up real quick. These are going to be garbage. LabTech AM22 mic. Oh. Oh, it's this one. I don't have a really convenient way to show you this picture, but... Oh, wait. Yeah, I do. Hang on, everyone. Hang on. Oh, man. Oh, it's so good, though. Yeah, look at that. It's that one. I had one of these. Shure SM10. Chat going ape shit for this awful piece of crap. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, no, it's that one. The Nicktoons mic. Hang on a second. Nicktoons microphone. Oh gosh, that's so close. I wonder if it is actually the same one in a different package. Oh no, because the Nicktoons mic apparently had a serial port on it. The fuck is this strange thing? This cursed bastard. Huh. Anyway, so there's that, and then the next one is a MediaVision lapel. I don't know, and then a Shure SM10, which is this guy right here. Oh boy, that looks crunchy. And then a Sony VX300, which, if I can spell it correctly, okay. So the thing that's really funny to me about all this is just how absolute, like, this is like a program starting up and telling you that it has support for brand microphones, right? Just like random Amazon 6-letter garbage, because this is what we're talking about. Okay. Oh, the SM10 is probably not half bad, but oh boy, this thing. These are microphones with on-off switches. Oh, man. Oh boy. Very strong. All right, well, we're definitely using the LabTech AM22. Are you kidding? I should have been installing this whole time. Boy, that's just one of the microphones of all time. It's always weird to me, thinking about how, as much as so many things have gotten worse, there's so many things that have gotten better at the very low end of many markets. Okay, so, you know, sort of a sneak peek on the next thing I'm working on. The next video that I'm probably going to record opens with a monologue about how media center PCs, home theater PCs, brought many benefits to the home media consumer, because there was an awful lot of stuff that there were an awful lot of formats in your home theater system in 2001, right? You had your TV, and then your VHS, your DVD, and this is middle class, okay? If you were middle class, you'd have all this stuff. VHS, DVD, and then you'd probably have an audio receiver because you had the big tower speakers, and you were going to plug the VHS and the DVD through the TV into that. And then since you had the receiver, well, you might as well have your cassette deck, your CD player, and your turntable, and whatnot, maybe your mini disc player. Well then, why is it making copies of Progman? What? Huh? What? What the fuck are you doing, dude? What? Huh? Huh. Also, this disc says disc 2 of 2. So, well, the disc in the drive does. So I think we're good. Anyway, so you'd have all these like 6-8 different formats, all separate boxes plugged into your stereo and your TV setup in 2001 if you were wealthy. If you weren't, you had a TV and then you were lucky if you had a VCR, right? Because a DVD player was like $150. Voice-enabled shortcuts. You might be right. Maybe they're customized shortcuts. We'll read readme.ri later. So, nowadays, what's happened is, as much as we may hate it, as much as nerds may hate it, you know, the fact of the matter is that your average person, by far, 99.9% of people, probably, are happy buying a $150 42-inch LCD television with built-in ads, which pay for them to plug the TV into the wall with just power, not even a network cable, no external boxes whatsoever, and do everything. Watch TV, listen to music, watch movies, all streaming. They do it all over Wi-Fi. No cables. It's all just right there. They use the built-in speakers, and we get so mad over it, and they're fine. They're fine. For most people, they're fine. Because all the stuff that we notice, they don't notice. And they're happy. At the low end, things have gotten so much better. And when I think about the fact that back in 1993, if you went out to buy a microphone, your two options were to go to Guitar Center, if that existed. Did that exist yet? I've never heard of Guitar Center before the 2000s. You could go to whatever, music store existed at that time, and you could spend $200, $300 on a professional microphone, a Shure, SM, Beta 58 or whatever. Or you could go literally anywhere else, and you could buy what we just saw in the browser window a moment ago, a lollipop made entirely of plastic with like very middling quality, no shielding on the cable and whatnot. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Amazon and I'm going to type in microphone, okay? Oh, and you know what? That might even be... I'm going to do this in an incognito window. Okay. Okay, so I went to Amazon, I typed in microphone, okay? I'm going to get a picture of what it offered me. Okay, this is what $10 buys you now, and you can be assured that the quality of this is so much better. Oh, it's crap, okay? You can tell? It's got an on-off switch. No professional mic that I've ever seen. I could be wrong about this, but I've noticed that no professional mic seems to have an on-off switch. Like I've got... here we go. This guy here. Yeah, okay. I got this Audio-Technica here that I used to record the last video. I've been very pleased with it. And no on-off switch, right? It's still a lollipop, right, under the foam. It's still a lollipop, but there's no on-off switch. And this is what I was using before. I picked both these up for $3 at thrift stores. They were just like super popular, super great finds. This is a Beta 58, a legendary mic. No on-off switch, because you don't want to accidentally turn yourself off, right? You're up there singing, and there's music going on. You can't tell if you shut yourself off, right? Necessarily. And these sound absolutely fantastic, and they're like, I don't know, $100-odd new, something like that, $150, something like that. So like these are really serious, like high quality mics. I don't know where they really rank in the. This is an ATM 710, by the way. I don't know where they really rank in the market, but I think they sound absolutely excellent, and I imagine they do fine for just about any vocal application. But what you can get for $10 now comes so much closer to this that, you don't... Cass makes a good point, right? You're holding your mic, you hit the on-off switch, and yeah, your PA speakers go thump. I never thought about that. It's also just one more point of failure, right? Where's that other mic? Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is another $3 thrift store find. I just keep getting lucky with these. This is an ATM 31. Likewise, terrific mic. Probably cost you, $100, $90, something like that. But this thing, this Picogin that we have on the screen here, $9.95. I'll bet you put these next to that Most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And that wasn't true back in 1993. The mics that looked like this you could get for $10 sounded like dog shit. So as much as I lament the six-letter, the six-letter, fake brand nightmare that we live in now, pardon me, the fact is that the companies that are pumping out this cheap garbage, it's not nearly as garbagey as it used to be. Like much, much less. There still is trash, certainly, but it's just so much better. And then just little things like the fact you can unplug the cable. It's got an XLR in the base of it. The Somni one that you'd get back in the day for $9.99, the cable didn't come out. If you damaged the cable, the thing was ruined. It wasn't worth fixing. This one, plug in a new cable. Fuck it. Oh, okay, the SM58's $100. Oh, terrific. Good mic, by the way, if you need a mic. The cool thing about it, by the way, between these three mics, I'm not that much of an audio guy, but I know some things. This is kind of fascinating because I have three completely different types of mic here. This is a cardioid. It's not cardioid. Jesus Christ, dude, get it together. This condenser. This is a condenser mic that runs off phantom power. This is a dynamic mic that does not require phantom power. And this is a condenser mic that has a battery in it. So it's got its own power supply. And that means that you can run these on, these all look very similar. They all take XLR cables, but you'll be surprised by the results depending on what you plug them into. But the other thing is that because this is dynamic, they're known for having like a very smooth roll-off, and they're very hard to overdrive. So this guy here is going to be easier to clip and easier to get too hot a signal with compared to this one. So they look very similar, but Now, I don't know that any of the ones you could buy for $10 on Amazon are dynamic. Because an awful lot of them are probably expected to be plugged into things that have plug-in power. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The one we just looked at, it probably is dynamic now that I think about it. If it doesn't take a battery, it probably is dynamic because it's got a 1/4 inch on it. So you'd never be able to expect phantom power. Okay. Whatever. I just thought it was interesting. Okay. Sorry. Phantom power is basically when you hook up a microphone to a professional audio system. If it's a type like this doesn't produce any voltage when you talk into it. A mic like this produces voltage when you talk into it. Like I'm talking into it right now, and it's acting as a generator. So I'm talking, and it's pushing electrons out the back, basically. This one won't do that unless you provide a DC voltage. But you've only got 2 wires to work with. So what they do is they put the DC voltage on the same wire that carries the audio signal, and then there's just a couple components out here that filter it out. So there's around 48 volts present on the mic port on my DAC for operating this thing, and there's just like a little capacitor at the other end that blocks it from getting to the microphone itself. And there's a little, well, in this case, this is probably like a direct condenser rather than like an electret setup. So I think it doesn't have its own amplifier. But a lot of mics, electret mics, have their own built-in micro amplifier, and those only need usually about 5 volts, something like that. Oh, yeah, the SM7B. I had one for a little bit. I used it in one video before realizing it really was not practical for the sort of stuff I do. I much prefer lollipop mics. Even if I'm going to hang them in front of myself on a stand, I really prefer a lollipop mic. But I had an SM7B for a little bit, and whew, that thing sounded like $1 million. I mean, it actually sounded like about $300 if I recall correctly, but it sounded really good. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. PoE for audio. Very good take. Terrific take. You did a much better job than I did. Please enter your name. So, okay, is it just me, or does this really look like this is just literally what Dragon Naturally Speaking was called before it was Dragon Naturally Speaking? Please say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Add, alarm, analog, backspace, bring up, cancel, clear desktop, close, Divide. Close. Close. Yeah? Did I crash it? Ooh. Something didn't work. Oh, something didn't work. Oh, she's hung. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what happened. Commands for gamers. Oh, I'm not going to train the whole thing by any means, but also it looks like I'm not going to be training jack shit because, yeah, no. Hello, computer. Literally, hello, computer. Oh, no. Yeah, huh. Huh. There we go. Well, we'll be very lucky if that wants to start again before we restart. Oh, there we okay. Okay, so we don't want to say anything unsafe here, so is it next window? Do we have to hit this? Next window. I don't think there's enough windows to select from. Let's open another one. Next window. Oh, did that hang it? No. Next window. Minimize. Oh, minimize. Cancel. Minimize. Cancel. Oh, next window. Minimize. Damn. Open start menu. Start menu. Start menu. Cancel. What does this happen here? Oh, right. Sorry, it predates Windows 95. It doesn't know what a start menu is. Of course, of course. Somebody in chat's yelling at me about that. Yeah, Windows 3. Yeah, definitely, definitely. This predates 95 completely. So what can we do? Open calculator. Open. It seems like it's sort of hung up. Open. Open. Open program. Start program. Calculator. Yeah, so we only have what's in the menu over here. But you know what I've just noticed? This is a little dictionary. So, oh, it's context sensitive. Oh, I see. Each of these is, okay, it's got a bunch of separate little books in there. So if we, I'm starting to puzzle this out. Yeah, so there's different vocabularies. Oh, no. So all voice control software has always been exactly the same. And there used to be this thing I would do to torture a friend of mine. Back before the iPhone came out, how come they don't sell batteries on the train anymore? I guess it's because the iPhone came out. Back before the iPhone came out, a friend of mine had, a conventional phone that was one of the higher end ones, but pre-smartphone. And he would always try to use the voice control on it in the car, and it never worked. And periodically, because I'd seen him do this a number of times, he would just get livid at it. And so periodically, for some reason, like he would say something, and I felt, I wanted to irritate him, so I would just go, name dial, mom, call mom, cancel, name dial, mom, cancel, number dial, cancel. Yeah. Right. Oh, we're not on right now. Right. Down. Enter. Select. Open. Enter. File menu. File open. See, you notice how the mic level indicator is frozen right now? It's like it's hanging up for some reason, and I don't know why. But if I undo that and then redo it, file open. Yeah, see, it looks like it's hung again. File open. Okay, now, Debussy's Claire de Lune. It's not going to understand that. Oh, it's also frozen. right, down, enter, enter, play, play. It has very few options for each program. Like, it knows about Media Player, but it doesn't really have any options for it. Go to sleep probably puts the machine to sleep. Okay, so I know we don't speak of Jeremy Clarkson anymore because he sucks, but the one time that he got in a car with voice commands, I did find it one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. Delete BBC Radio 1 forever. Yeah, right. So can we train this with a new word, right? Can we do that? Yeah, there's an add option, and there's the macros. Okay, so that's, there you go. That's literally what it does, right? So if we were to, for instance, oh, maybe that's the Are there not keyboard shortcuts for this thing? Is that why it doesn't have any keyboard shortcuts? P? Control P? Oh, no. See, there you go. How about Control S? That stops. Yeah, okay. So we can do add. Play. Our macro types include keystrokes, bring up. Clear desktop. Oh, so there's like specific hard-coded things. Keystrokes, capture keys, Control P. Okay. All right, then we have to train that because it's never heard that before. Play. 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 Oh, you see that? It keeps hanging on the damn record. See, it's like, it's really weird. Yeah, there we go. Program's hung again. Weird. Oh, yeah, no, I believe, he went on to say a lot of very bad racist things or something like that. I don't remember. Look it up yourself. Don't listen to me. But generally speaking, he has fallen out of favor, and it seemed to me like good reason. Whenever somebody is crotchety, sometimes they're crotchety for good reasons, and sometimes they're crotchety because sometimes they're crotchety for bad reasons. And I kind of think he's more of the everything should be the way it was 30 years ago sort. Anyway, all right. I have never heard of this. This is Zing MPEG Player. No idea who Zing is, etc. Windows 3 apps date themselves because the text is in like bold, but also because they have white backgrounds. They always have white backgrounds. And I've never looked into why this is, but I suspect that... oh, that should be fun. Just guessing here, but no, I don't. Sorry. Windows 3 anticipated that you would generally be running on a 16-color display more often than not, I suspect. But also, since the default window color, background color was white anyway. No, that's starting to feel... Oh, sorry. I believe it was white, unless you use the 3.vbx type the new common controls that they later introduced that added the 3D mode. I think that's when they went to gray backgrounds. You'll notice if this program is using those or the Borland equivalents, so it's got the gray backgrounds. But basically, in the Windows era or in the Windows 95 era, because theming was such an expected thing, and because 256 colors was such an expected thing, I think they No, I'm taking it back. This doesn't feel like a technical limitation. I think this is just simply an API update. That, or it's a programming thing, right? Nowadays, if you open up like Visual C, Visual Basic, whatever, even by 1995, if you open up like Visual Basic and made a program, the window background defaulted to window background, the named color that inferred from the Windows theme, rather than hard-coded colors. I suspect that a lot of early software for Windows used, code examples or whatever that just hard-coded the background to white because they weren't thinking about theming. Oh God, this thing is, that's right. This computer came to me with the restore partition intact, and so it's completely stunk. It's stunk. Okay, let's. This floppy disk, by the way, has an MPEG file on it, which is very, very funny, very weird. Oh, really? Is that what? So it's just that they changed where they brought that color from, but the programs probably do still use a theme color. See, this is why I was saying that, I really feel like it would need looking into. But yeah, if that's the answer, then I can totally believe that. Hello, computer. Computer? Oh, there we go. There it is. Now, if I try and play this off the floppy drive, that's not going to work, right? Oh, of course, drag and drop doesn't work. When is this from? 95. So this may have just barely predated Windows 95. Certainly, it looks to be made with the Windows 3 APIs. No, what? Huh. Yo! Oh, whoa! I'm sorry. I'm seeing a picture right now. It's using video overlay and it doesn't work on the second output. But you can see the special color over there. So if we one moment. Sorry for the looping audio. I know that clip is probably really irritating. Oh. Whoa. I really expected that to work. Did we get the special color at least? Oh, we didn't. That's what happened. Huh. Wow. I'm surprised by that. I would have expected to slurp up the overlay color. Man, overlay video is so wild, and I've been thinking about doing a video about it for quite some time. Because I actually have some overlay-based MPEG decoder cards. All right, well, that worked a lot better than I expected. There you go. That's Zing, or somebody said they'd seen it called Xing. Yeah, what do I know? Sorry, does anybody need a a refresh, or I should say, show of hands, who needs a refresher on how overlay video works? It's actually quite clever. So I think I see some confusion in the chat. Because this technique doesn't exist anymore. Oh, crossing? Crossing MPEG? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't go into the enormous, depths of the topic, but I am going to give you a little bit of info. Yes, it was generally used for hardware acceleration. Cards. We've got some cards. Okay, so pop quiz. Anybody know what this is? Yeah, did they pull the overlay feature in Windows 8? Is that when that happened? So, okay. This is a complicated topic, and I'm actually going to say that I'm not going to try and summarize the answer right now because I am struggling with it myself. But this thing here is variously and often incorrectly referred to by a whole batch of different names. There's the VISA feature connector, the VGA feature connector. Both of those are wrong. They've always been wrong, except they haven't always been wrong, except other times they were right, and other times they were right sometimes on days end beginning with T. It's very weird, very confusing. So there's that guy, and then do I have... No, I don't have an even older card. But anyway, so... Sorry, let me pull chat over here. All right. So there was a thing called the VGA feature connector, and then there was a thing called the VISA feature connector, and then there was a whole galaxy of other things that were overlays on the VISA feature connector, but were not actually compatible. But they all were related to this problem. And what it comes down to is that in 1993, your PC often could not decode MPEG video on the CPU. It just wasn't fast enough, unless you had a real top-of-the-line machine. And then in 1997, your PC probably couldn't decode MPEG 2 in real time because it just wasn't fast enough. And so we had hardware decoding cards, which I'll talk about. But besides that, there was just the fact that this is pre-DirectX, okay? So getting decoded video, even if the CPU was fast enough to decode it in real time, you had to get the data from the video file, decode it, then get it into video memory and get it displayed on the screen fast, right? There just wasn't enough bus bandwidth in a lot of cases, especially on like ISA machines. But besides that, there also was not a good like Windows API for getting data into the frame buffer that fast. Okay, so the thing that I was just showing you here was not hardware accelerated. I'm just including this because if I'm going to tell you part A, I might as well tell you part B. And again, I'm going to say I'm not going to don't take all of this verbatim because there's a bit of speculation here because very little of this stuff was ever documented in any place I've been able to find. But basically, what I believe is going on there is in like Windows 3 in particular, there was no good way to get like 30 FPS video from a file on the hard drive into video RAM at 30 frames per second without dropping any frames and without any tearing. You would get much lower frame rates because you had to like have it redraw the whole window and stuff like that. So what that's doing is it's decoding the MPEG frames in software and then sort of hopping over several layers of Windows abstraction to get them to the graphics driver really, really fast. The problem is a program cannot access the frame buffer instantaneous, like directly. It cannot touch the frame buffer directly. Never. Windows does not permit it. That memory is controlled by, That memory is controlled by the graphics card itself, and then by the graphics driver in Windows, and that's the only thing that's ever allowed to talk to it. You'd have to have a kernel driver to mess with that area of memory, and even then, you can't necessarily do that because the graphics driver is in control of that part of memory. So if your if you write a driver that reaches into your video memory and just deposits your MPEG frames in there, great. You got past the Windows APIs that would slow that down. But now what if the graphics driver just comes around and overwrites that, right? What you need is cooperation from the graphics card in some way. So typically, I believe the way this worked is your MPEG decoder program decodes the frames, puts them in a spot in system memory, and then it has cooperation with the graphics driver and or the graphics card so that every time the graphics card renders the screen, it also takes a second frame buffer that's floating in memory and overlays it on your normal desktop. So the MPEG decoder produces an image and puts it in memory, and the graphics card produces an image and puts it in memory, and then it composites the two before outputting them. The trouble is getting that data onto the screen as like a rectangle, very easy. It's a blit operation. But what if you have your MPEG player, your video player running, right? So you've got, here, well, I'm not on screen anyway. You've got your MPEG player running. So you've got this rectangle that your video is supposed to display in. Now you drag another window partway over that. Fuck. How is the graphics card, which is just blindly taking frame buffer 1 and pasting it over frame buffer 2, supposed to know that that part of that's supposed to be overlapping the area where the video is supposed to go? It can't. So what you do is chroma key. Literally chroma key. Well, it's not. It's color key because chroma key specifically refers to systems that use a chroma luma system, whereas this is RGB, so you're just literally using color. What you do is you make the background of the window a very specific color. Some programs just used like normal chroma key colors, like bright blue or bright green, which is why, and everybody here is going to suddenly remember this. Do you remember ever playing a video and having a flash of blue or a flash of green before the video started playing? A lot of the time, that was your overlay color shining through for a moment before the graphics driver kicked in and started doing the overlay. So, oh yeah, and yeah, pink. I think I normally saw pink in like video games, but basically any color that was unique that was not likely to get used anywhere else, you could use. But what was really common was to use a color that you couldn't really see, because you see, in traditional chroma key, we have to use these stark colors, right? Bright blue, bright green, colors that aren't likely to appear anywhere on a person or on their clothing, typically, so that it stands out really hard from the background. But the graphics card, I'm sorry, Ciro, you're completely right. You're completely right, and I'll come back to that. Don't let me forget to address that, because you're totally correct. It is YUV. But the graphics card is receiving uncompressed, unmodified data from your frame buffer. So when Windows sends the picture of your media player to the graphics card, it's getting the raw RGB values. They will definitely, guaranteed, not have been modified between here and there, because they didn't travel over a wire, right? They couldn't have gotten degraded in transit. And what that means is you don't need to use a stark color. You can instead use RGB color 060 or like 0160. So it's just barely off color, right? It's like it'd be something that's like, you see the dark parts of this image here? It would be like one of those colors. Very, very, very subtle, because that was good enough. And you know, it wasn't a common color to pop up in most programs, right? Unless you were looking at photographs, you weren't likely to see such dark, desaturated colors. But if you were running an overlay video player and you took a screenshot of the screen, Windows did that without the help of the graphics card. So you'd get a black square, or what looked like black, until you did a color picker on it and you discover that it was just barely not black. And then if you drug the window, the MS Paint window or whatever, over the video player, you would see the video shine through. It was extremely trippy. And occasionally they would actually have like a mild, like a very small gamut of colors that would match, that weren't precisely the same one. So you could like drag a color gradient over it and you'd get just a little wedge of video shining through. Well, a fun thing that we actually a fun feature that showed up in a lot of old programs, including Winamp of all things. you could tell Winamp. You could tell Winamp's visualization routine. It might have been built into Milk Drop directly. I don't remember. You could tell it to use overlay video to draw the viz, and then it would automatically, there was a checkbox that did all this stuff at once. It would render it at full screen, and then it would set your desktop background color to the overlay color. And now you minimize everything, and the visualization shows through from behind your icons. Looks extremely dope. I'm trying to think if I can demo this easily. Winamp was pretty dope. But this was a common thing. I remember a number of programs let you do this. Anyway, so the reason I brought this up, this went on for a long time. This was around for ages, and a lot of software leveraged it. So, as somebody said, I think earlier, it only disappeared in Windows 8, I believe, and it's now been replaced by like a simulation. You can still set a program to overlay mode, but it's not really overlaying. Like I don't know how that works. Yes, in the real-time effects stream when I was messing with like the real-time video effects processors several months ago on a stream, I demoed something that worked like that. Although that was actually happening in the analog domain, and now we get to talk about these. So, one moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Neither of these are correct. These are different cards. There they are. Just a sec. Come on. Oh, right. I'm sorry. The YUV thing. Okay. This, again, is a bit out of my... Ironically, because I really should know this, but I've never been able to keep it in my head. Video files... video codecs generally tended to use the YUV color space instead of the RGB color space. I'm looking this up to make sure I don't misspeak. And yeah, okay. So I was wrong. I was specifically wrong, and I have to remember this before I write a script about this. When I said that it was not chroma key but rather color key, that was a goddamn lie. It is absolutely chroma key because YUV is a luminance and then a pair of chrominance signals, essentially. And, is it? Okay, so it's got something to do with human vision. Okay. Well, at any rate, for many intents and purposes, as I understand it, YUV and RGB don't change a whole lot as far as like how the file is handled and whatnot. Like in the sense that it gets weird. Hang on. Wait a minute. No. I was right the first time, and I remember why now. The video is YUV. The actual video being deposited into, being decoded from the file and being deposited into memory is YUV. But the keying operation is being done in the RGB space because Windows natively uses RGB for the desktop, and that's where the keying operation is being done. Which is weird, right? It means that you're taking... the MPEG decoder is taking YUV video, dumping it into memory, probably still in YUV. Then the graphics card is doing keying in the RGB space, and then overlaying the YUV video on top of the RGB video. Is there a conversion step in there? Who does it? I don't know. So, I was right the first time. I just forgot. I wrote about this, but I learned about this. I researched it. I didn't write it all down. And it was several months ago, so I started to forget a couple of the conclusions I'd made. Okay, so then we get to this guy. I love saying this sort of thing, right? Because like it's not me trying to be like egotistical or anything. It's just I think it's a fact. There it is. You've never actually seen it, have you? The VESA feature connector in use. I'm actually using it. There's a little cable, and they're plugged in. So this is how you'd This is how you'd play a DVD in like 1998. Yep, this card is actually copyright 1998. You can see it literally says DVD on it. So this is, yeah, it's for daughter boards. Okay, so I want to stress, I want everybody to turn to the person next to them, shake hands, and agree to never repeat what I'm about to say, because I am extremely uncertain whether I have it correct. Okay? I believe it works like this. Okay, I figured a few people here had actually done this. I just, I know there's a bunch of people who definitely didn't. I never did. I never saw this until I bought these two cards 3 months ago. Anyway. Back in the day, let me get a picture so that we're on the same page here. Yeah, there we go. That's the guy. Browser source. Name dial. Name dial. Okay. All right. So back in the day, you'd get a ISA graphics card. And, pardon me. There we go. Oh, a Real Magic MPEG 2 card. I don't think it was the same Real Magic as these people, though. I think that was a different Real Magic, though I could be wrong. Real Magic Hollywood? No, I think that is the one, right? Right? I think so. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so back in the day, and I mean, like, yeah, as you can see here, 1989 for this card here, but it went back a few years before that. There were a lot of VGA cards that had this this connector on top. This guy right here. Now, I think that what this does is it is a RAM DAC intercept, and the way you use this is you have a setup like this. And you want to have a... One moment. Just a second. I just realized I have an artifact I'd like to show you that I think is relevant. Okay. Daria is going to bring me an item that I think is relevant, or at least if she can. Let me collect my thoughts here. Okay. You've got your VGA video card. You have a second card sitting in your machine that's going to decode, let's say, MPEG, or it's going to do something else. Okay? Video, because this was introduced in 1989, very few people were doing anything with video on their computer in '89. Only at the extremely high end, and very rarely moving video. Although I have, and I'm coming down in a moment that's relevant to what I just said. But there were other reasons that you might want to basically remember that in this era there was virtually no multitasking, right? So if you had, for any reason at all, a need to overlay one image over another. Basically, if you had one program on your machine that wanted to put, a reticle on the screen, okay? Like a box for, it's going to tell you here, it's going to take a screenshot here, something like that. But you didn't have control of the program that it was trying to draw over. You just couldn't do it. End of story. Yep. Oh, shit. There's stuff blocking the door. Careful. There's stuff blocking the door. I forgot about it. Thank you. Rooted beer. Thank you. Here's a creative product you probably haven't seen before. Oh, God. And it doesn't... Does it even do the thing? No, yeah, it does the thing. Cool. Excellent. By the way, that's not a webcam artifact. It really is that faded. Also, if you look up video... There we go. That's the right color. If you look up Video Blaster, you got to go quite a few results before you find the thing that is actually this. There were several other things called Video Blaster that are not this thing. Anyway, so this is a great example. So what this thing does is Yeah, here we go. Overlay VGA graphics on video via graphics color key. 256 possible keys. So what this does is you plug in a breakout connector, breakout cable here, right? And you put in standard definition video, and then you can pull up an image on your VGA monitor. No, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, you can pull up an image on your VGA monitor, and then this thing can cut out part of the standard definition NTSC signal that's going through it and superimpose the video from your graphics card. But notice that it says 256 possible color keys. VGA was 256 colors. But if this was doing analog matching, it would be less than 256, because you'd have to say, okay, well, if you pick blue, it's going to be blue and then several colors around that perfect blue, because it's analog, right? But this connects... I've never opened this before, by the way. It's not sealed, but I've never opened it. A fan sent this to me, and I've been really curious about it, but I've had too much other stuff going on to investigate it. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're going to find a ribbon cable. Is it upside down? Oh, yeah. All right. Outstanding. So here's our breakout cable, which uses both VGA ports, apparently. That's cute. VGA. But yeah, so there's your video ins and outs. The card is in there, and then that, I believe, is your VGA feature connector. Whoa. This one's got the connectors ripped off of it. Whoa. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let's, here we go. User reference manual. Oh, wait, what's this? Mathematica Incorporated Tempera. Hello. The boys. Look at them. Who are they? Huh. Well, there's a lot to look into here, obviously. Oh, man, I'm running out of space. But let's take a look in the manual here. I'd like to find out... Yes! Perfect! This is exactly what I thought it was. I've been looking for something to use the VGA feature connector for ages, and this is it. So we mount this... Oh, two of them, you're right. Ah, shit. So we mount this in the machine, and we plug it into that funky connector on the top of the VGA card. Now, the reason we do this, if I understand correctly, this is deeply fucking cursed. So this card is an ISA card. Now, ISA is a bus. So every card on the bus can see everything sent on the bus. VGA cards use a known protocol, a known memory mapped protocol for address decoding. So the way I saw it explained somewhere, you plug a cable between this and your Visa and your VGA card, not Visa. Visa didn't exist yet. And then this connector on the top has pins representing the binary color values of a given pixel. The current pixel that's being read by the RAM DAC and converted into analog video. This thing spies on the bus as the graphics card reads from video memory, and as it sees it reading each pixel, when it gets to the point where it wants to inject its own video, it begins spitting it into the VGA feature connector and replacing what otherwise would have come from your frame buffer. Bus snooping. That's the guy. So, if that's correct, if I understood it correctly, then what you have here, this connector at the top of the card, is simply a way of getting in between the video memory and the RAM DAC, the chip that converts video memory from digital values into analog values. So, obviously this is quite barbarian, and it has two big limitations. It is hardwired to VGA's distinct graphics mode. So, that's probably not true now that I think about it. I saw somebody talking about that, but now I have doubts, because you could run VGA natively in 640 by 480 by 16, as well as 320 by 200, and I think 240 by 256, and a couple other modes. So probably it's not actually hardwired to a specific mode, but still, it was still very limited, right? And VGA was very limited. VGA only specified those modes. If you wanted anything else, you had to use something that wasn't VGA, which a card like this would not understand. Pardon me if you got a real crisp gulp there, but boy howdy, I wanted a beverage for quite some time. Okay, so that's barbarian shit, right? But this card was made in like 1993, so yeah, how else could we do it? Well, this guy here is post-VESA, and I need to stress that I don't think that's a VESA feature connector per se, because the VESA feature connector was later extended into about 4 to 6 different proprietary implementations that were partly compatible with the VESA feature connector interface. But let's not get into that. If I understand it correctly, this is a port that allows your daughter board to reach directly into video memory. So remember that the thing that makes, and again, this is not universal, okay, but the thing that makes at least many VRAM chips special is that they are dual ported, meaning that you have literally there's 2 sets of address lines and 2 sets of data lines, and the memory can be accessed by 2 different computers at once. So I think this has stopped being the case nowadays and did not used to be the case, but I believe in this era that it was the case. So these chips literally can be accessed by the CPU in your computer over the PCI bus or AGP and by the GPU on the card at the exact same moment. This is how VSync or tearing is possible, right? Because if the card's in the middle of writing a frame, well, if it had exclusive control over the video memory, then there'd be no way for the CPU to reach in and overwrite the latter part of the frame, right? So that sort of demonstrates that it's possible for 2 different things to access VRAM at once. Well, in this case, use it for a different purpose. Regardless of whether the CPU is busy accessing the VRAM, the GPU side of it is in a known state at all times, because the CPU can decide to start writing to VRAM at any moment. At any moment. It can be completely, it's completely stochastic. It can do it whenever it feels like it. So if you are an MPEG decoder card, you have one job. Every 30th of a second, you must deposit a 320 by 240 image into video memory like clockwork. You can never drop one or the user experience will suck. It's a hard real-time application, essentially, because if you can't it is literally a hard real-time application, because if your MPEG decoder card can't put a picture on the screen within that 30th of a second window, it's useless to continue to decode it anyway. Just throw it away. The user doesn't want it anymore because we're now on to the next frame. You drop a frame, you suck it up, and you just move on to the next one. That sucks. Nobody wants to have that experience. You're not going to have smooth video if that happens. Well, if your decoder card is decoding at a perfect bam, 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 every 30th of a second, it's got a new frame. If it then goes to write that to the video memory over the PCI bus, and the computer goes, buddy, I'm busy. I'm writing something else. Get out of here. Whoops, fuck. It just has to drop the frame on the floor and start decoding the next one, right? So all the beauty of a dedicated decoder card doesn't do jack shit if it can't get it to the graphics card on time. So we bypass the PCI bus, we bypass the CPU, we bypass all the processes running on the machine, and we talk to the graphics card through the back door. The VESA feature connector basically allows a card to skip the line and get into the club, even though there's 100 people in the line. So it's interesting, though, because it still has to receive the MPEG data in the first place, which bus mastering was possible, but I'm pretty sure these didn't do that. Don't quote me on that either. But basically, it's easier to do that because the length of time it takes to get one frame from the MPEG file is so short because it's compressed that statistically, it's very likely that in the very short windows of time that even a heavily utilized machine is going to offer to your player software, it'll still be able to reliably get a new frame out of the file and give it to the card over that PCI bus because it only needs just a couple microseconds to send that data to the card. Much less time than it takes for the card to transmit it to the graphics card. So as long as the CPU has enough time available to get the raw MPEG data to the card, then the card could take its time to decode it, because it now doesn't care what the PCI bus is doing. And then when it's done, it could turn right around and shoot it through the VESA interface straight into video memory. But then what? Because again, you've got the same problem of what if you've got overlapping windows, etc. Well, it turns out it still does the exact same thing. It still does the chroma keying trick, or color keying trick. But it does it a little bit differently. And this is where things get interesting. I think that in the original VESA feature connector implementation, it didn't specifically have support for this overlay video trick. I think that it was just raw access to video memory, and it was for pure overlaying. So if you wanted to do, like, if you had like a standard definition video capture card and you wanted to do like a picture-in-picture in real time, 60 FPS, then you could have this thing just constantly, every time the card writes a frame to the screen, the daughter board could add a chunk of video that's supposed to be just plastered on top of it. I believe that that's how it worked at first, and not that many people had a use for that. But later on, companies like Matrox and ATI and NVIDIA implemented their own sort of sub-protocols for the VESA feature interface. And somewhere in there, somewhere in that whole mess, I believe what they started to do was this. The MPEG decoder decodes the frame, shoves it into video memory, but not into the active frame buffer. It shoves it into a corner of video memory that's not being used. So it's just like the way that the software MPEG decoder was doing. It decodes the frame, it puts it in a chunk of memory that's not on the screen, and then it asks the card, hey buddy, would you overlay this please? Or more accurately, the MPEG decoder, the video player app tells the card to do this. So the whole process works, I believe, like this. You put these two cards in your machine. You start up Windows Media Player, which has support for all this nonsense. Windows Media Player engages a driver installed by this card. Now when you drag an MPEG into it, instead of using a local decoder, for every time it grabs a frame out of the file, Windows Media Player hands it to the driver, which shuttles it to the card. The driver has also told Windows Media Player that it wants to use overlay mode. So Windows Media Player goes and talks to the graphics card through the Windows APIs and the graphics card drivers and says, hey dude, do you have a chunk of memory for this? Yes, you do. Great. Where is it? How big? Then it comes back, tells this card, here's your chunk of memory you can use. And now every time this deposits a frame, it puts it in that specific location. But that's where I start to get really vague on exactly how this works, because I don't know if I'm right about who has what responsibility there. But basically, it is a interaction between 4 different things: an application, a hardware decoder, the interface between these cards, the overlay hardware in the graphics card, the graphics driver. It's so complicated. But it worked really fucking well. I tested it. I had these 2 cards in a Pentium 3 machine over there. Gangbusters. Just plugged it in. It just worked. Now here is the strangest thing about it though, and I've got a video clip somewhere I'd love to show you. I don't know where the fuck I have it, but this isn't PCI, right? This is VESA, okay? There's no negotiation going on over it, nothing like that. This is a bit pipe, okay? And it's mostly one way, or maybe entirely one way. So you plug this in, you start playing a video, and midway through, you unplug the cable. You want to guess what happens? Fuck all. Nothing happens. Nothing cares. The card still thinks it's decoding. The video player still thinks it's decoding. The graphics card still thinks overlay is going on. It doesn't know this card's gone, right? It doesn't know shit. It never knew shit, right? This card has to proactively reach out and decide to shove a frame into the memory interface. If it doesn't, then the video card's just like, okay. No, I haven't heard from that guy lately. And the program doesn't know this happened because it's an interaction between these 2 cards. How would it know, right? So this stuff is also so widely segmented that nothing happens. Nothing crashes. Nothing cares. It just keeps marching on. And what you end up with is the last decoded frame of video just hanging on screen. But if you drag the window around, it doesn't move with the window. Because the one thing that the software was still talking to the card about was where to write the image into the frame buffer. So now that, or no, I'm sorry. Wait, let me think about that. No, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. Sorry. What's happening is when you drag the window around, it changes where it draws. Right, I've got it now. If I understand, I have to assume this is how it works because I can't see how else it would work. The frame buffer that this is depositing the decoded video into must be the same size as your desktop. Because I unplug this cable, and then I move the DVD player window around, and the picture stays in the same spot on the screen. But the graphics card's still connected. So if the graphics card were being told what location to blit the data into, then it would move. Because the video player, the program's still working. So what I think is going on is that every time the MPEG decoder decodes a frame, it creates a full-size image of your desktop that's all black, except for the decoded video, which is hovering wherever the window is supposed to be. And then every time you drag the window, the next time this deposits a frame, it makes a new full-screen image with the video in a slightly different place. And you can notice this if you run the software. If you run the software and you hit play in your DVD player and then drag the window around, you'll see it lag. You'll see that it doesn't quite keep up, and that's because the card is decoding frames and thus updating the position of the image in imperfect lockstep with VSync. So as you drag the window around, it'll lag just a little bit behind the window itself. So anyway, you unplug this, the image goes stale, you drag it around, it doesn't go with it. You plug it back in, instantly picks back up where it left off. It's fucking unreal. It's fucking unreal because you're looking at it and you're going, no, that's not how computers work. You unplug that, some fucking kernel module is going to start spin locking and the whole machine's going to fall over. Something's going to crash. A watchdog's going to time out. Nope. They were doing this in the late 90s, and it is the last bastion of bitty box behavior in the PC platform. Pardon me. It's the same way that, like, it's the same way the BBC master would send data down the tube, I'm not done, by the way. Because then you've got this, and you know exactly what that does, because it's got 2 fucking VGA ports on it. You know what it does. It's like a voodoo. It does analog domain overlay. So this works exactly the same as the other card. The software sends frames to this card, it decodes them, it knows where they're going to go on the screen, except it reads the VSync pulse, or V&H sync pulse coming out of the VGA port from your graphics card, figures out where it is on the screen by dead reckoning, races the beam, and when it sees you're coming up on the window, it starts looking for that distinct blue color. This one does use a bright blue because, yeah. It is doing it in the analog domain. And in the configuration software, you can actually go in and tweak the chroma key parameters. It's got like a little advanced menu that's got all of them. It's got the width of the match, the brightness, and the luminance adjustment. You could change you could change the color it uses completely. You can manually offset it. So I found out that I could go in and set my desktop wallpaper to the keying color, and then I could go into the control panel and just fuck the video overlay right out of the window and put it on the desktop. It's just floating up here. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess you could use the feature connector just to pick up the sync and then still do it in the analog domain. I think is what you're getting at. Another interesting thing about these cards that I really like, applicable to all of these, composite out, composite out, composite out. Why? Well, and this one actually has S-video, and also SpeedIF, because your PC wasn't going to be able to get a clean signal out to a TV, right? Yes, there were composite outputs on graphics cards. They sucked. Don't talk to me about that. It's a pain point. But yeah, so you'd start up WinDVD, and you'd hit play, and your TV sitting next to you would boom, and now it's got the full screen image from the DVD you're playing. It works with MPEGs too, and even wilder, it works with just arbitrary files running in like Windows Media Player. So you could actually have a TV hooked up to your computer, and any time that you were playing a video, right? Anything that qualified as a video, AVI, MPEG, MUV, whatever, in a supported app, it would appear on the TV. And I'm gonna show you. Here, let me find this. Yeah, here's the motherfucker. I'm going to show you something. You probably remember this and wondered what the fuck it did. ATI Radeon Theater Mode. I never knew what the hell this did, but here's what it does. Remember that the graphics card has to cooperate in order to make overlay mode work. In other words, the graphics card knows when overlay is happening, which means it can do its own shit independent of your software. ATI noticed this. I think several other manufacturers did as well. I think Matrox had a feature for this. And if you turned on theater mode, you could attach any other output, a VGA, DVI, HDMI wasn't quite in yet, I don't think, composite, S-video, whatever. And then anytime any program anywhere used overlay mode, the drivers would automatically detect it and route it to that secondary output straight from your graphics card. So you didn't need a hardware decoder card, because software video players still used overlay mode, because you still, prior to Windows implementing desktop window manager in Vista, you were always dealing with GDI and the Windows desktop rendering system, which just wasn't very efficient. So short of making a DirectX window, which was DirectDraw window, which was its own miserable pain, all the way up to the XP era, if you wanted to put real-time video on the screen, you still had to use overlay mode to bypass the Windows API stuff. And so, yeah, you'd have programs. There were surprising examples of programs that used overlay. It was usually video stuff, but there were a few outliers. And, pardon me. I really need to burp. Come on. It's not happening. It's going to happen in the middle of me talking. It's going to be really embarrassing, and I apologize in advance. I'm trying not to. But I spent 2 days a while back before I got sick, so I've forgotten all of it. But I spent 2 days going through various things called like overlay test app, like compiling little programs that were meant for testing graphics card overlay mode. Because what I wanted to find was a program that would do completely non-video related overlay and prove that ATI theater mode would still render it to the screen, and it did. It worked. I would start up this little app that did not. It just popped open a little window this big. It just said, overlay mode is working, and I would launch that, and my PVM would go dong, and there it would be at full screen, and it just tickled me to death. But yeah, there you go. Fucking awesome. And yeah, we've fallen so far from God's grace. The light of the Lord has abandoned us. We don't make computer stuff that sucks anymore. Okay, so I want to run through a few more programs before we're done here. And I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of this we won't be able to use, because I'm now noticing CA Simply Tax says disk 1, which means there's probably a disk 2. WinEst says disk 1 of 2. I don't have 2. Thank you, Voxel. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. You can see why I want to make a video about it, but it's a lot harder than just going off like that, right? Because I didn't verify so much of that, and for a video I would have to. It's so hard. A lot of these say things like installation disk. Let's try one. I think it's probably not going to work. But I just want to get through these disks so I can get them off my desk. They've been sitting here for a week. Well, this is going to be Money Counts ProCalc 3. So this is two separate programs. There's no way these fit both on the same disk, right? So this is going to turn out to be... This is going to need a disk 2. But if that's the case, then why not just put one program on disk 1 and one program on disk 2? Well, anyway. OVR. Wait, isn't that a known file format? Is this going to be like a DBase app? Oh, or is that a, oh god, I recognize these frickin' file names. Is that a Microsoft Access database? Oh, that worked. Apparently. Okay, ProCalc 3D, let's go. Overlay file. Infrared. Are you referring to the infrared icon in the sys tray down there? I think I tested it. It did work. PQS, PQM. God, I feel like I recognize. I think these are going to be DBase apps. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm really glad everyone enjoyed that explanation. It's the sort of thing you could tell. You could set me down at any party and just be like, "Hey, man, we need to fill 45 minutes. Go." And I could just, okay, no problem. There's certain topics upon which, like, I could recite chapter and verse at a moment's notice because it makes me so sad that nobody knows about this stuff except me, right? And I only know about it because I only know about it because I spent days and days chasing this data down, right? It's not easy. It's not surprising nobody knows about it, etc. But once you learn about it, once you go, what is this? And then you go find out what that is, you learn about it, and then you go, oh, no, everyone needs to know. I can't be the only person who knows about this. Okay. Money Counts, ProCalc. All right, let's go start these programs. Nobody knows about the VGA feature connector. I have to fix this. All right, let's try this stupid fucking program. Yes! Written in Pascal! The other one's going to do the same thing. It's because of the damn timing loop. Because this computer's too fast. It's never not funny. It's always funny. There's a program I can get to patch this, but... Oh my god, yeah. Wait, Princess Grace. I cannot remember. It's been so long, I cannot remember what other name I know you by, but yeah, that sounds right. Oh man, graph devices. CGA, EGA, VGA, Hercules. AT&T 6200, yeah, baby. 3270, oh, spicy. The burp finally happened. Wait. Oh. Okay, probably the same thing. Okay, CRT patch? Is that the one? Or is that for... Oh, come on, Google. Get it together. Oh, man. There we go. Yep, that's the one. Thank you, because I did not know the name. crtpatch.zip. Oh, God. All the files are on this particular website are tucked into like a WordPress that's falling apart. 3270. No, wasn't that a dedicated terminal? I don't think it was PC compatible. I don't remember. What floppy can I use here? Oh, pardon me. Sorry. Sorry, I'm plugging in my overhead floppy drive here. No, actually, I searched for CRT patch, and it just auto-corrected it to, like, smart. I think just the word smart. That's what it was. Yes, there was a 3270 that was standalone, and then there was a PC version of it. How common were those? I got the impression that they existed, but I didn't think they were terribly, like, I mean, not to say that they didn't maybe support something that wasn't common, just... Was the 3270 graphical? Was it just a format that maybe anything could use? I don't know. I mean, I could just read the goddamn documentation, I'm sure. It would probably tell me. What am I doing? I'll just Google it. IBM 3270. Why am I sitting here speculating? This is no speculation. Yeah, block-oriented display terminals. Okay. Was 3270 the one that was form-based instead of cell-based? Oh, I got CRT patch. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. I was just transferring it onto a floppy. Oops. It would help if I took the other disk out. Substitute fast food for my own cooking. Copy. Paste. There's the question of exactly which program we need to... Right. Sorry. The way it was always summarized to me was just form-based, right? But yeah, okay. I can see why someone would say it that way. You know what I mean? Let's see if this is adequate. Oh, okay, well maybe that's not the affected file. What about... Damn. Assuming, of course, that it's calling it correctly when I drag the file onto it. But that did runtime error 204, which I think is a different error. Let's try it on this thing, which gave us 200. Oh, we did it! God damn it! Wait, did it? But I patched it. Crap. All right, well, let's not spend too long on it. It just looks like these are two money programs. Probably not too terribly exciting. I don't know. I mean, the whole deal with applications, right? Is oh yeah, I'm having I am having some problems with oh shit, I'm mixing up my Photo Studio was okay, my house worked, Photo Studio didn't. I'm mixing up my complete and incomplete floppy stacks. Let's try this one again, CA Simply Tax. I don't think I actually checked whether that was complete or not. But yeah, I'm capturing VGA and I'm doing it through my... Who makes this? It's not Extron, it's the other one. I can't remember, but it's to a VGA to HDMI converter that's not... I need it to be better than it is, and it ain't. Wow. Whew, this is a really powerful, just a very powerful look we have going on here. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of Computer Associates programs here. You know what, actually, now that I'm going to go ahead actually and switch this over to... I'm going to upscale this in the gadget because... Oh, I thought it had a separate 1080 option. There we go. There we go. We'll get a slightly crisper display. There we go. I'm sorry. Oh, no, it's still glitched out. Terrific. Cool. That's what we wanted. Did this install? Did I hit the button? I guess I didn't. Boy, this thing Borland is a motherfucker. Yeah, CA made a whole bunch of things called Simply Something. And this was one of those things. It is not a Crestron. It is yet another name. It has a K? I think it's got a K. Ah, as expected, yep. Anything that says... You know, actually, I was about to make a quip, but it was not true. Just because something says disc 1 doesn't mean there's a disc 2. It's really frustrating. And even worse, like, if you're going to write the disk number, why wouldn't you write disk X of Y? Ugh. Another Windows 3 program. Oh, man, look at that dithering. Oh. Atheron, yes. That is actually something I had in mind. So a particular thing I was thinking about was the idea of a video where I daisy chain a whole bunch of parallel devices and see how many I can get working at once. It's a very like Linus Tech Tips kind of video idea, but I think it's a fun one. Because the parallel port was not intended to be a bus, but in practice was used that way, right? If you had a printer and a zip drive plugged in, you had a bus, and the port, tolerated being used as a bus. So, I'm sorry, 8 devices. I'm sorry, why would that be? Because I'm sorry. My assumption is that everything that used the parallel port in modes other than SPP was doing weird bit banging stuff. But you know what? Honestly, I just don't know. I don't know the answer. Maybe it would work. Maybe it wouldn't. Trenchant. Narrow ditch. Is that line from that Bloodhound Gang song? Yeah, there we go. I'm the least you could do. I don't care if getting under someone that's beneath you fits the MO of conundrum, as you reckoned this was just a fancy word for rubbers. Yeah, there we go. Incisively wait. Oh, so if I press the other one, it just says wrong. Oh, but it shows the words you confused it with? Oh, I thought they were just fucking with you. That's pretty good. Trench ant. Trench ant. Yeah, no, I wanted to answer the question before I tried to get the startup sound again. All right, everybody quiet. Oh, Mike. Warning. Program detected. Holy fuck. Everybody be quiet. Dunk. Program error. Integer divide by 0. That's not very amaze. It's getting worse. It's scribbling all over system memory. You fucking know it. Yes. Amaze.dll. Let's run it again. Oh, are we going to get non-deterministic results? Because I love that shit. I'll bet it's called Daily Planner because you can run it exactly once per day and then it scribbles all over a chunk of the Windows kernel. Fuck yeah. Oh. Flagrant system error. This bangs. Okay, you see that red? For some reason, this fucking video scaler just has like a deep red cast I can't get rid of. So it does make it look a little bit more like we're going to hell, but I need to get an extra one. No, I actually just went through the floppy selection looking for the missing discs the last time I was there, and I didn't find any of it. Oh, whoops, I got a floppy disk in the drive. Man, the the stretched and cropped Windows 95 logo with the red haze over it. It's really good. Jesus. Did you just say doing? Well, you spelled it the same. I'm not nearly as good at my Homestar Runner voice as my Strong Bad, so I don't usually try it. Well, I guess I have to say that disc worked. All right. Part of me is afraid to fire up. A maze planner again, because I'm just going to have to go through. You saw how long it took us to reboot there. Like a full ass minute. But I want to use the program. Donk. Okay, first things first. I want to hear the file. Oh, excellent. Jazz. Was that some light jazz? Oh my God. One moment. Give me one moment.
Did you just play some light jazz?
Okay. All right. Let's start the program and fuck up our computer again. Oh my God. What did it do to itself? You know what it did? I know what it did. It started up and then on closing it, it wrote out like a .dat file with corrupted data in it because I hadn't done anything. You know? I'm betting that's what it is. What's today's date? It is January 4th, 1980. I feel like that has something to do with it. But none of these files have been updated. Let's go look in my documents. God, I wonder if it's something in the frickin' registry. I don't know. None of this looks likely. Yeah, you know, I wonder if it really is the date. Let's, I don't know why the CMOS battery must have eaten shit on this thing. Let's, whoa. Let's put it in the Lord's year of 1997. 6 other programs. Good call! Yeah, I think those were several copies of the B-movie script. Oh, it cycles the options around. Penchant. Entrenched. Trench. Trenchant. All right, what do we got? Theme is sampler. Oh, can we maximize the window? Okay, good. A lot of programs like this just didn't, you know, fix size. Okay. Don't forget to send it in. Oh Lord. Okay. I mean, so this is program core, to be sure. And generally, I'm in favor of program core, but I also have to say, like, the fact that this doesn't prioritize the importance of any of the UI elements is not ideal. What else we got? Yep, there's your 6 day. Oh, okay. This is your 1 day, your 6 day. This could be your month, and that's gonna be your year. And that's just gonna be your task list. So, oh yeah. Oh, you know what? They were local. They were based out of Kirkland. Huh. I'll bet this phone number, if I call it, just pick up. Hello? Sunglasses, that can be the find feature. Filter feature. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Print button. Let's hear that again. That's what the... My God, it's kid pics for adults. And yeah, there it is. That's what this program does. That's amazing. That was incomprehensible. Where'd all these WAV files live? It's looping. Oh, no, it's not. My guess? No, it has a theme system. My guess is that those colors are hard-coded. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that clap is extremely juicy. It's a very, like in when you're applying like an audio effect, it's got the dry to wet knob. This is all the way on wet. Is the clapping sound effect creepy or wet? It's a good clap, sir. It's wet. All right, well, that was stuck the landing on that one. But here's the problem, though, and I think this one's going to absolutely terrify everybody. Disc 2, which it never asked for. And Disc 1 that's not labeled Disc 1. They have sequential part numbers. Like, what? I mean, my guess is, yeah, it's just going to have more themes on it, right? But yeah, why are there two of them, right? Right? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Yeah, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. What's going to be on here? I should be taking bets. What? It's the same files. What? Huh? Parsons Atomic Clock v2.0. I really should have a two of them button. What am I doing over here? Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, look at that file. Oh, man. Well, you're seeing the kind of applications we're gawking at tonight. We've got a maze planner. We've got Dragon Talk 2. We've got Parsons Money Counts and ProCalc 3D. No, they're all 1.4 meg discs. I got nothing. All right. This is going to be that said 10 sample wave files. This is called Atomic Clock. This is literally just going to be a clock. It's going to be clock. Captain Cisco voice. It's a clock. God, I'm really glad that a lot of these are going to be incomplete because, boy, howdy. don't have the energy for that much more of this. Oh man, I've been going for almost 3 hours. I was actually like kind of bummed out earlier. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this stream at all, but I have not regretted it. So, the most comprehensive system clock management utility. Oh shit! What? Oh my god! Does it use your damn modem? Yes! Yes! It uses your fucking modem to call the NIST! Awesome! This is better than I expected. Yes, 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 yes. NTV existed, but nobody had access to it as a consumer at this point. So this was the best way to do it. This fucks hard. Oh yeah, give it to me. Oh, that's really good. I thought this was going to be really dumb. This is not dumb. If I had an active phone line here right now, I would waning crescent. Waning crescent. I'm getting instant messages from people watching the stream telling me that NIST number still works. 303. Yeah, that sounds right. I got to set this up later. This is going to be like a WWV number, right? Ah, shit! Holy crap, I thought it was going to be like... Oh, of course, it's a modem number. Holy shit. Well, right, that makes sense, because think of all the devices in the world. Oh, I just need my frickin' DAC. Is it still working? Yeah, it is. Okay. Think of all the devices all over the country that still need to get time, that don't have access to the internet, etc. Oh. I'll bet this still works. I have no reason to think it wouldn't. But the controls that they bought, the LED display that they bought for this. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, look at that font. Oh, look at the font. What font is that? Oh, that looks so good. No, I think that was a V21 handshake. So it would have tried to negotiate a signal. It probably would have gone down to Bell 103. Yeah, Delphi, that does seem likely. Oh, wait, no, we... Yeah, probably. Oh, no, that's right. Somebody saw VB run 300.dll. And that's right. All these controls are in VB. I remember using these back in the day. Wow. Holy shit, there's a lot of stuff in here. This program's cool. I was talking shit on it during the install. I'm a bad man. I was mean to a good program. This program is obviously really sick. And I deserve a spanking. Oh, cool. Oh, we can change the LED colors. Simulate unlit... Oh, wait, you can completely customize the LED displays. Yeah, no, this thing rules. We got to make this work. Fuck yeah. No, 100, because you're using a computer modem. And in the era when this was made, none of those would work unless they got a matching computer modem signal at the other end. So you got to do it as yeah, this computer has a modem in it. If I had literally I have a VoIP account. I am this close to being able to do this, but I can't. I don't have an ATA here. But no, this definitely this rules. This rules. Oh, awesome, Sam. Yeah, that I want to hear the outcome of that. My guess is if you dial up to that with like Hyperterminal, you're going to connect and you're just going to start getting GPS time. I think it's just going to give you like raw serial GPS time. That's super fucking cool. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's disc 1, disc 2. All right. So I've got 2 copies of Parsons Technologies. It's legal, and it looks like it's version 5 and then probably version 4. I've got 2 discs for each one, so I'm trying to decide which one I should load. The older one or the newer one? Well, the later one's from 94, so it's still not a Windows 95 era disk. So let's, or most likely, right? Yeah, 94. What am I thinking? Okay. Setup is reticulating splines. For one or more states. Okay. I mean, it's obvious what this is going to be. Oh, look at that progress bar. It's illegal. Oh, that progress bar is even better than it looked. Oh, man, that's really sick. Man, that's sick. It's... Yeah, who can remember all the different types of Roman columns? I think this is going to say, please insert disk 3, which I do not have. Oh, this is the first disk I've come across in this set that actually has the read-write window ripped out of it. I have to imagine that they never came that way from the manufacturer, and that every vendor who decided to do this just had a guy sitting there just like with a little screwdriver just popping those windows out. I mean, it's harmless. It's really hard to damage a disk that way, but it still just seems barbarian. Oh, man. Is this going to do it? Is this going to make it to the finish line? Oh, come on. Come on. No disk 3. No disk 3. No whammies. No. Oh, it's still, we're getting the second progress. Ah, you son of a bitch. You. Fuck. Wait. What if disk 3 is in this stack? I'm really embarrassed. I'm pretty sure it isn't. I sorted it a couple times, but wouldn't it be funny if it was? Nope. Whew. Oh, I won this time. Those disks are probably fine anyway. I'm not going to get got by trying to install version 5. It's probably also 3 disks. Pardon me. I'm going to Google this, though. Parsons, it's legal. I just want to know what it looks like. There's an old version on WinWorld. Oh, but that's DOS era. And the thing is, like, we know what it is. Wait. Wait a minute. Okay. One of my friends is watching the stream right now and just messaged me to say that they saw one of the setup files going by was called buySht.ovl, which he read as buy shit. Okay, hang on. That's funny. But I just went over to WinWorld and looked up the program, and this is one of the screenshots. On January 1991, I purchased shit. I made this purchase at crap. Please repair the product. It is entirely possible that somebody uploaded this to WinWorld, made this themselves. But what if they didn't? What if they didn't? That and just the fact that it sounds like fucking Quentin Tarantino wrote it. Like, I purchased shit. Holy shit. I have to download this. I have to be sure. I'm certain it was whoever uploaded it to WinWorld, but what if it wasn't? What if it wasn't? What if we never found out? There's no way. There's no way. It probably deleted all the files because I didn't finish installing. But let's check just to be sure. There's Atomic. It was still Parsons, right? Let me, with great embarrassment, let me go retrieve the discs. Oh my god. I fucking launched them. Ah, crap. Oh, there's one. There's the other one. Victory. Don't talk shit about Total. All right. I'm going to put this in the drive on my desktop computer at this time. See if I can read these files. They're probably compressed. Pretty sure they're compressed. Like 95% sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. What are we going to do? Okay. What I could do is just start installing it again, and then when it asks for the disk, I'll tab out of it. That'll probably work. I made this purchase at crap. I'm sorry, but I purchased shit. I made this purchase at crap. It's just killing me. At crap. I'm at soup. Oh, man. I'm just going to hide that. Okay. All right. Let me put the disc back in here. Here we go again now. Right, yeah, exactly. I'm pretty... This program is unquestionably just a mail merge. I'm certain that's what it is. It's going to be written in, like, DBase and, you know, Clipper. And all it is just going to be Mad Libs, but for legal documents. And so, like, it's not going to be the least bit interesting, but... Oh, that's where it was supposed to install? Maybe it did install, and I just missed it. It did not. Okay. It's not going to be the least bit interesting. And I'm certain that, yeah, exactly, that whoever was doing the WinWorld upload just hastily threw some words in there. And that's all it is. There's not going to be anything exciting about it. But what if we were wrong? We can't allow it. We can't allow the possibility of an enterprise-grade cuss slipping by us. So, buy shit.oval. Man. It's just going to be buy sheet. Right? Like, yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, this definitely is not it. I just had to know. I just had to know, you know? God, that's the other thing, right? Anything like this, you have to know that people would have immediately been able to recognize the output from it, right? It'd always be like, oh, hey, it's one of these. These don't hold any water, legally speaking. Yet another contract we can ignore. Okay. Planix Home, Disc 1. I'm certain if... Pardon me. The point is that the file that we saw the screenshot of was clearly like a consumer complaint, whereas this one was obviously a purchasing form, so there's no way it was the same thing. I could have gone through all those files, but I don't have grep on here. Getting grep for Windows 98 sounds like a miserable process. Yeah, your name. Again, I have no idea if we have all the discs for this, so. Ba-da-da-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Uteki, you have to tell me if you actually like exist in a legal capacity where you've seen people try and pass off ChatGPT contracts. I need to know this. My bones need to know this. Shit, you know what? You're right. Maybe it would have worked if I just interrupted the install. 2 files is enough. Or 2 disks is probably enough to make a working program. Fuck, we're going to install this again. Going to install this incomplete program 3 times. Okay. Speaking of which, here's another program we don't have all the fucking files for. Get the serial number, though. Pardon me. New York lawyers sanctioned for using fake ChatGPT cases in legal brief. My God. Yeah, I included a bunch of fake case citations. Oh, that's so good. We made a good faith mistake in failing to believe that a piece of technology could be making up cases out of whole cloth. You did make a mistake. It was not a minor case either. It's so good. Whoa. Oh, it like opened a DOS window. Oh, that's a good one, Andy. That's briefs. Remember to send in your original Mr. Hang on, I don't want this to go. It went away anyway, you bastard. You saw the like bas relief text there. That was right. That was really spicy. Ooh. Okay, so we've got another home planner here. Hom. All right. Boy, this one just gets right to it, doesn't it? Just like that. Okay, so yeah, hit me with the juice. Oh, that looks good. There were so many of these programs that were all just like curiously high quality. Oh, we can just rotate. Yo, is that a cat? Or are those walls? Okay, they're walls. Okay. Inquire. We can inquire. Entity. What job is too menial for an entity? Do you mock me, sir? Yeah, like, it's weird. It's weird that I used to, like, as a kid, I used to love, home editing apps. Weird shit. Symbol name, Fireplace 72. Oh, God, look at these coordinates specified in feet and inches. I mean, I get it, but still. Oh, absolutely, I'm a home planner connoisseur. I just haven't, like, put time into it. I really should. I think people would probably go for that shit. I could get as much out of that as LGR gets out of Sims videos. Anyway, Fireplace 72 is an extremely strong username. Bifold door. Oh, okay, 72. Yeah, that's a 72-inch fireplace. Right. All these are gonna have measurements in the name. Yeah, there we go. All right, we got some blueprint items and objects here. We got ceiling fan, exhaust fan, lights. Yeah. Well, there it is. This pretty much explains itself. What we want to know is, can it do any sort of 3D? Can it do any sort of... give me the extents. This is 168 foot by 119 foot. Oh, right, because it's 2 copies. It's 2 floors. Okay. Split, unsplit. Display options. Yeah, there we go. Just some 2D rendering options. We can get reports on our doors and windows. Oh, nice. Yeah, look at that shit. Program Core. This is Program Core as hell. Sierra Home Architect. Yep. had that one. Mm-hmm. I honestly wonder a lot of the time if all this software didn't derive from one program, because I have evidence. In my old 3D home designer video that I did eons ago, I found evidence that at least several of the programs that I had back in the day had actually all had a common ancestor. They just kept changing names. Anyway, yeah, okay. That's a very straightforward CAD app. Better than average. So, finally find something we actually have the discs for, and it's not not terribly exciting, but whatever. All right, moving on. So this says disc 1, so I don't have disc 2. Maybe there only is one disc, but the thing you have to understand is that this is called Screenshot Deluxe. So how can it fill up more than one disc? It is from 1998, however, which is a lot older than, or a lot newer than I expected. Braden, that kicks ass. The wobbly is normal. That's been going on. Wow, just the single install shield file. That is going to be install shield, right? Pretty sure. Ooh, the little fade in and that logo. Ah, that's real good. No, I do not want to launch on startup. This is one of those godforsaken programs that's on every IT person's computer that launches when you hit the print screen button and you can't figure out how the fuck to get out of it. No, yeah, I've got more Parsons software here. This is Parsons Interest Vision Professional / Address Book for Windows. We had like 3 other programs here, and then I think I thought I had one more. I have another copy of It's Legal. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Anyway, but yeah. Please insert disc 2. I don't have disc 2. But again, let's do what I said I was going to do. Let's bail out and see if we can run it anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work, though. Parsons Screen Space Shot. Oh, there it is. Show program. Oh, there it is. Screenshot Deluxe. Oh, so this is the limited version. Oh, wait, no. Screenshot Deluxe is contained within this program. Unlock right now. Oh, I don't have a serial number. Damn. Oh, well. Yeah, the fact that it takes multiple discs. Well, maybe the deluxe version has like a lot more going on. Right? So, yeah. All right, well, we'll cancel that, though. It's not too exciting. Shit can. That file, or that disk. Oh, right, that's what I was going to do. Let's do what I said I was going to do. Let's reinstall, whoopsie. Let's reinstall It's Legal 5 one more time, and then we'll run it from the, we'll Alt-Tab out and we'll run it. Oh, yeah, I guess the price was not there. Ah. Well, it's just that I had the disc, right? And usually the yeah, just in case this is alphabetical, let's do that. Usually the serial number will just be printed directly on the disc, so. I love the wobble. I love the red haze. It's all very good. Oh, right. Rooted beer. Bingo. Installing It's Legal for Windows for the 3rd fucking time. What's wrong with me? I still love that progress bar. Ooh, that's juicy. That is so juicy. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, we were always waiting for computer. Oh, what's it doing? You want to know what's really funny? is that when I threw this disc really hard at the wall, it damaged it. Because that won't read. Oh, that's a little embarrassing. I thought I was done with it and it would be funny to just overreact, but what happened? That's weird. Wait, no, that's not it. There's nothing wrong with this disc. It's not scratched or anything. Hang on, let me put it back in. It sounds like it's not reading, though. Due to the unfortunate, we are deeply out of software. I mean, it's moot anyway because it appears that somehow this program has rendered itself un-alt-tabable. So, abort? Yes. Okay, let's go see what that left on the drive. Why didn't I just run it the first time I was in here? What is wrong with... Oh, yeah. You saw that splash screen. Individual. All right. Okay. All right. Awful lot of stuff here. So do we have... Wait, consumer? Complaint to a company. The interview method is not available for this document because the nature does not lend itself to the interview question and answer format. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Like, none of this is remarkable, but the way they did it is quite a decision. That is quite a decision. A product I purchased from... Oh, and then you just... New product. I paid for this product. Oh, this is overkill. Why isn't this just Mad Libs? Oh my God. I just had a terrible flashback to me and somebody I used to work with trying to design something that worked We were trying to design something that worked exactly like this, that looked like this, except as a web page, except that it was for troubleshooting flow charts in a support call center. And what we found out was just that it was impractical. Like, the logic was incredibly convoluted, and trying to build it hierarchically like this, you just run into weird loops where it was just not, it wasn't really logical, wasn't really practical to build this hierarchy, because you'd end up going, well, you know, it all makes sense to get into like the fourth indent, and then if this other question over here wasn't answered, then everything's fine. But if they did answer this in the positive, then suddenly this question doesn't make sense, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, there's no way this complaint letter ever worked. Let's see if we can get it to just spit out the raw file. Verify, signature, preview. I do not wish to verify. No default printer. Oh my God, I don't have time for that. Well, we can see what this does. This program is too complicated for me to go through it all right now. And I guess, like, how to put it? I guess... I suppose I'm kind of realizing that I had this idea years ago when I started the channel. I was thinking of doing rename it.exe. Ooh, spicy. I was thinking of doing software reviews on like dinky stuff like that. And I think what's been bogging me down into not wanting to do software reviews now that my channel's as big as it is, and I have made stuff that's much bigger in concept, is because stuff like this isn't really worth anyone's time. A deep dive on this might entertain some people, but I really don't think I don't think I could manage it, and I also don't think that it would fit who I am and what I do conceptually. And people will say like, "Oh, we'll watch anything," but I know that's not true because I've made stuff that people didn't watch. But also, just it's not. The System Commander thing was still basically up my alley, you know. And I wish that I'd gone to the UPS store today. I didn't have time, but I wish I'd gone to pick up a package because I actually have I have another program. Get more disk space. No programs uninstalled. No file compression required. No files deleted. What does that leave? Jeopardy music plays. You actually cannot imagine how cursed this is. This gets incredible. It's not fraud. It's not snake oil. It works. But Atheron has picked up. $40 off a hard drive. One, why is that relevant? Two, $40 is a lot of money off a hard drive. Why would you need? What use does God have with a starship? So you wonder, just what exactly? So that's what is what? Just what exactly? What? Well, so this program was $50, by the way, and comes with a $40 coupon. So like, yeah. I never really mind. I never really mind spoiling things on streams because like not that many people are going to watch when I make the video about it. I don't know when I'm going to make the video about it, so I'm just going to go ahead and then we're just going to go ahead and oh, my screensaver is working. That's the program I just installed, by the way. It's just a slideshow. So, wow, that's curiously low resolution. One moment. Surely we can do better than that. Ah, there we go. That's a little better. So, just drag the slider for the amount of space that you want. Then press Gimme Space. How does this work? It's extremely quick, easy, and safe, making it perfect for users of all experience levels. Gimme Space works by simply reallocating the disk space that is available on partitions, secondary hard drives, network drives, and removable media and adding it to your C drive. No, I'm sorry everyone. It is not lying, and it's not moving anything. This moves no files. No moving occurs. It's magic. Gimme Space employs its exclusive secure file aliasing system. And I just want to illustrate. It's a fucking file system filter, which is why there are two folders both named WinWorld in the same folder. They wrote a fucking junction extension for FAT32. It symlinks fucking folders from other storage media and clearly violates just basic OS data constraints in the process. So your C drive contains pitfalls that invisibly connect to other media. And obviously, based on the fact, two facts. One, the fact that this program doesn't exist. Nobody has it. I have the only copy. I bought it on eBay. You want to know how I found it? I went to eBay and I typed in Windows 95, and then I started clicking next, and I found this on like page 3. No one else has a copy of this. It's not on Internet Archive. It's not on WinWorld. I cannot find any results about it online. I went to Google Books and I found 2 reviews. I went to Internet Archive. I found the same 2 reviews, all in the same year. I'm the only person who knows this ever existed, other than you. This is sitting in my mailbox. I just have to go pick it up. Feel good. See how this program is just, wow, actually, that's quite a lot of images to fit onto. Oh, okay, it's just one collection. All right. Yeah, 2 floppies. I guess that makes sense. Oh, and it set it as the desktop wallpaper. You know what? I kind of dig that wallpaper. Wait. Co-host, but did I post about it? I don't think I posted. $35 in shipping. I don't think I paid that much. No, that's it calculating the shipping to you. Oh, yeah. Man, didn't I try switching the chat? That's right. I tried switching the chat to frickin' top chat, but there's no... I can't do it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was on the Discord. Yes, I was talking about on the Discord. Anyway, so yeah, I'll talk about that once I get it and I check it out. All right, this program's a program, one of the programs of all times. Well, Windows contains something I believe that's called, I think it's called a file system filter, I want to say, and it's basically a way to just sort of jam more functionality into the way that it's like a shim that goes between the OS and, because you have the FAT32 file system, and then I think you can load sort of a filter in front of that can just kind of fuck with it before calls get back to the rest of the OS. Thank you, Voxel. I have a Discord which I had open to patrons for a while, and then it was just too much mental effort to maintain. So I didn't kick everybody out, but I am not adding anybody new to it. Maybe I'll change my mind on that someday. But you know what? Have you noticed that everybody seems to have a Discord? Like everybody, even if it doesn't make any sense for the patrons or fans or whatever to be on in a community together, and that a lot of people hate it, and that a lot of Discords are described as being terrible, and I just didn't want to turn into that. I was not up to moderating it. So the people that are in there still are all community fish. And yeah. But yeah, it's basically, yeah, it's probably very close to a driver. Okay, I'm going to have to bail here in a minute. I need to go cook dinner, but we're going to put in one more disc. One more disc. One more disc. That was my best Daft Punk. Don't have any idea what this is. In fact, this probably isn't even going to be useful. I have no idea what this disc is. Absolutely no idea. And boy, it is going nuts in there. I think maybe this disc is not readable. Yeah. All right. Hey, everyone. It has been extremely fun. This was a shockingly fun stream. And moving active. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't trust this. I don't trust like that. This has been a shockingly fun stream. I had a really good time. Thank you all for joining. I super appreciate it. I was having kind of a day. So I'm really astonished that the frickin' laptop actually held up. This Compact Armada is pretty nice. Oh, the Android box. I haven't. That was going to be my next video, and then just for reasons, I decided that I wanted to do something else. But I need to put a bunch more time into that. I just got captivated by actually earlier projects that I wanted to come back to and finish before I moved on to that. But it doesn't need rooting. It is rooted. It's just got AOSP on it, so you could just install APKs and whatnot. It's just plain basic ass Android. So yeah, it'll. I think it'll be a fun video, but I got to do a bunch of experimentation first to figure out how to Yeah, definitely more floppy streams in the future. This was fun. This was a great way to do this. I'm super pleased. I was trying to figure out what to do with all these floppies that I'd come across, and yeah, this seems to work really well as a format. So I'm going to go ahead and I will do this more in the future, definitely. But anyway, yeah. Thank you all. And you have a good night. I don't got another root beer. Oh shit, there's coffee cake. Yeah, I'm just letting everybody say goodbye.